Chapter 2342. Etionyan was looking forward to it before, but who knew that it was not enough. If he couldn't find the extra 3 divine medicines in a short period of time, the energy in his body would gradually disappear. The current situation was still okay, but it would gradually weaken as time passed. Even if there was still a small portion of it left when he found the 3 divine medicines, it would not be able to last much longer. However, looking at the current situation, it did not seem like it was going to disappear. As time passed, it would slowly disappear. It would take a few years, or even a few decades. It might seem like a long time, but in reality, it was not that long. The 3 divine medicines were very rare. Some people spent their entire lives without being able to find them. Even if some people put them up for sale, how many people would be able to afford the price? Looks like I need to find the 3 divine medicines quickly. Let's see if there are any nearby. Etionyan was not worried. He still had many ways to obtain the 3 divine medicines. If he was really forced into a corner, he could use the ancient stone to return to the ancient era. There were definitely many divine medicines in the ancient era. There were not many people who could obtain them, unlike now where resources were scarce. However, he did not plan to use the ancient stone unless he had no other choice. Otherwise, it would be a waste. If this broken merchant store can be upgraded, I will definitely upgrade it. Etionyan admired the merchant store's ability the most in the past. It was the ability to crazily buy things back after they were sold. The price was a bit high, but at least they could be bought without limit. As long as they gathered together a bit, it would not be bad. Now that the restrictions were much higher, he could not just throw anything in and buy without limit. At the very least, he could not do that with divine medicines. When the evolution points in the system increased, he would definitely upgrade the merchant store. That way, he could crazily buy all sorts of divine medicines and obtain a large amount of them. From the looks of it, he could sell the divine medicines and the items he obtained back to the merchant store. This way, he would be able to make a huge profit with a small investment. In reality, the items he sold to the merchant store were terrible. It could be said that the price was terrifyingly low. It was even worse than selling them to unscrupulous merchants. If he had no other choice, he did not want to sell to the merchant store anymore. Although he was cursing, he still had to look for the 3 divine medicines. Let's look at the supreme flower first. Etionyan immediately used appraisal eyes to search the surroundings. With a sweep, he quickly locked onto his target. There were quite a few supreme flowers in the surroundings, and there were quite a few on the violet flame star. Some of them were in the more remote corners, while others were in the hands of the Violet Flame clan. Now that he had the supreme flower, it was in the Violet Flame star. Look at the supreme tree. Etionyan locked onto the tree of supremacy once again, and the result was basically the same. There was also a tree of supremacy on the Violet Flame star. The Purple Flame race also had a stock of the tree of supreme. It was a little less, but at least it was in stock. Finally, the supreme grass. This was an old fellow. After a quick scan, apart from the previous ones, there were no longer any ownerless supreme grass in the Violet Flame star. Only the Violet Flame clan had supreme grass. The 3 divine medicines were the supreme flower, supreme grass, and supreme tree. The supreme flower and supreme grass were easy to obtain. They were in the Violet Flame star, and they were ownerless. It might not be easy to obtain them, but at least there was a chance to obtain them. Looks like I'll have to return to the Violet Flame star in the end. This is really troublesome. I'm afraid I'll run into Zilong again when I return. Etionyan didn't think that Zilong would give up after he escaped this time. When he returned, he would definitely fly into a rage again, and at that time, he would definitely be in trouble. Let's go back and take a look first. Etionyan's figure flickered, and he was teleported back to the Violet Flame star. It wasn't difficult for him to return to the Violet Flame star. An ordinary teleportation godstone could allow him to return. The Violet Flame star didn't have any restrictions, nor did it have any verbal enforcement law. Therefore, he could easily return, and he didn't need a super teleportation godstone. If he really had to use a super teleportation godstone, he could only accept it. In the blink of an eye, he easily returned to the Violet Flame star. This time, he didn't teleport back to the Violet Dragon Mountain, but to the outer region. But when he returned, He was in an awkward situation. The puppet was dead. Under such circumstances, the token must have been taken back. Now that he didn't have the token, he should be fine. Without the token, there should be no problem. Etienne thought for a while. Anyway, under normal circumstances, he wouldn't encounter the Purple Flame Tribe, and he didn't believe that the Purple Flame Tribe would wander around randomly. Immediately, Etienne aimed in the direction of the Supreme Flower, and he quickly flew in the direction of the Supreme Flower. His priority was to obtain the 2 divine herbs. However, just as he was about to fly in the direction of the Supreme Flower, countless purple flames suddenly surged up from the ground, and they swept towards Etienne. They were like endless waves, and one wave after another. They rushed towards him crazily. I knew it. Etienne was infuriated. It was obvious that the purple dragon had sensed his return, and that was why it had used the purple flames to deal with him. The purple dragon was sealed in this region, and its perception range was very wide. Apart from the Purple Flame Tribe, it could probably attack everywhere else. Facing such dense purple flames, he could only keep dodging. However, these purple flames seemed to have grown eyes, and they swept towards him crazily. In the eyes of outsiders, Etienne seemed to be extremely unlucky, and he was constantly being attacked by the purple flames. As he ran, the purple flames kept sweeping over, and they would hit him from time to time. It was really quite tragic. Fortunately, Etienne could withstand it. If it had been any other divine, star venerable, they would have long been frozen into ice sculptures. This was really the purple dragon's rage. It released all its purple flames and attacked Etienne. After he ran for a while, a figure suddenly appeared in front of him and looked at him in surprise. Why are you constantly being attacked by the purple flames? You ask me, but who should I ask? When Etienne saw the figure that had appeared, his eyes lit up. Miss Z, can you help me deal with this? The person that had appeared in front of him was not an ordinary cultivator, but a young lady from the Purple Flame Tribe. Her cultivation was not low, and she was at the Divine Star Venerable middle stage. She had seen that Etienne was constantly being attacked, and found it very strange, so she had come down to check on the situation. She did not know why Etienne was attracting so many purple flames. She had never seen this before. Where's your token? The young lady's face sank. She sensed that Etienne did not have a token on him. You might not believe it, but the token has been burned by these purple flames. Etienne had a serious expression and did not look like he was lying at all. After saying that, he ran away. There are so many purple flames. Help me deal with them. Chapter 2343. The purple flames swept towards Etienne. The girl next to him thought for a moment, then quickly intercepted them. She operated the power in her body and quickly absorbed the purple flames into her body. With her help, the purple flames were all absorbed into her body, so that Etienne would not be troubled by the purple flames for the time being. Thank you for your help. These purple flames have been chasing me for a long time, and I don't know why. I paid 10 supreme-level treasures to come in, but now it has become like this. Isn't your violet flame star a bit too much? Etienne began to talk nonsense. Of course, he knew that Zilong was not happy with him, so he kept attacking him. We don't know. You're the first person to encounter such a situation. Zi Shuiwe frowned, also feeling very puzzled. But before they could talk for a while, the purple flame rolled up from the ground and rushed towards Etienne's direction. It didn't seem like it was going to stop. It's coming again. Etienne hurriedly gestured. Zi Shuiwe waved her hand again and swallowed the purple flames into her body. With her current situation, she could still bear it. What's going on? It's still attacking you? Don't tell me you have some special constitution, or did you provoke Zilong? Zi Shuiwe frowned, thought for a moment, then said, Come with me. Immediately, Zi Shuiwe flew forward with him at an extremely fast speed. Of course, Etienne immediately followed. As for the purple flames, they did not stop attacking him at all. Fortunately, Zi Shuiwe resisted, so that Etienne was not affected by the purple flames. Although these purple flames wouldn't cause any substantial harm to him, It would be inconvenient for him to go anywhere while being constantly attacked by these purple flames, let alone search for some divine medicine. Now, he could only rely on Zishuyue's help to solve the problem and see if she could get rid of these purple flames. With Zishuyue's help, Zishuyue led Yi Tianyun through a special area. This area was completely isolated from the outside world, as if there was a word of law isolation zone in this area. After entering, the scene inside was different from the outside. There were no purple flames, and even the flowers and trees were of different colors. It wasn't just a simple purple color. It was obvious that this was a place that had not been affected by the purple flames. Even if the purple flame tribe could absorb the purple flames, they could not do so continuously. Under such circumstances, the purple flame tribe needed a resting area. The place where they lived would not be disturbed by the purple flames. Elder Shuyue, why did you bring an outsider in? The guards immediately flew over and looked at Yi Tianyun vigilantly, worried that Yi Tianyun would do something improper. He's a bit special. It seems like Zilong is very dissatisfied with him and has been madly attacking him with its purple flames. We have to investigate this. Zishuyue looked at Yi Tianyun and asked curiously, do you have a special constitution, or did you do something? If there really is such a thing. Previously, when I came down to look for treasures, I saw a divine medicine. Just as I was about to pick it, a purple dragon appeared and tempted me to help it. I saw that it was full of evil chi and definitely wouldn't help it. Without saying anything, I destroyed its divine will and became like this. I didn't even get the divine medicine. What a pity. He showed a depressed expression. This was a half-truth. The first half was the truth, and the second half was a lie. He didn't get the divine medicine. He couldn't say that he went to the Purple Dragon Mountain to get it. Otherwise, it would be troublesome. So that's how it is. That evil dragon really does possess some divine medicines. It wants to use these methods to charm others. Zishuyue frowned and said, if that's the case, you can only leave this place. I will ask the guards to return all the treasures to you. Zishuyue could only let Yi Tianyun leave. If not, he would continue to be attacked by the purple flames. In this situation, it was not a good thing. The Purple Yin clan was not very friendly to outsiders, but it didn't mean that they wouldn't help him. No. I came here to look for treasures. Wouldn't it be a waste to let me leave like this? Yi Tianyun definitely didn't want to leave. If he left, what would happen to the divine medicine? What else can you do? Do you want to die here? Zishuyue said impatiently. If you want to continue looking for treasures, do as you please. We won't protect you. Don't you want to solve the corresponding problems? For example, that purple dragon. Can't you just suppress it? Yi Tianyun said casually. He had a mission to complete. If he wanted to build a good relationship with them, it would be a good choice. Zishuyue stared at him and said, do you think we don't want to? That seal isn't that easy to repair. Why am I saying this to you? You only have two choices now. Either you leave, or you go out directly. Your life and death have nothing to do with us. I choose the third one. I will help you repair the seal. Yi Tianyun immediately replied. Repair the seal? Zishuyue frowned and said, you? How is that possible? We even invited a level 5-star tattoo master, but they couldn't repair it. Do you think you can repair it yourself? They can't, but it doesn't mean that I can't. If you don't believe me, let me try. Yi Tianyun was very confident in his ability. Sometimes a high-level star tattoo wasn't the only thing that could repair a star tattoo. Zishuyue looked him up and down and asked, you are also a star tattoo master. What level are you? A level 4-star tattoo master. Although it's not the same as a level 5-star tattoo master, it's not wrong to give it a try, right? Yi Tianyun said, no matter what, I am doing this for myself. I provoked that guy, so I must help him seal that purple dragon. Otherwise, I won't be able to move around here. Speaking of which, we are on the same side. Who is on the same side as you, an outsider? Zishuyue frowned and thought for a while. Then she said, well, I will let you try. Anyway, it doesn't matter if you're here or not. Come with me. Zishuyue led Yi Tianyun to the front. The other guards looked at each other and didn't say anything. Since their elder had already led people in, there was no need to say anything. Under Zishuyue's lead, they soon arrived at a palace. Along the way, they saw many people from the Purple Flame clan. Chapter 23:44. There are quite a lot of Star Rune Masters. Etianyan swept his gaze across. There were quite a few Star Rune Masters, and the highest was a grade 5 Star Rune Master. It seemed like the Purple Flame clan wouldn't sit still and wait for death. They would definitely find Star Rune Masters to strengthen the seal. If the Purple Dragon continued to wreak havoc, it would definitely have a great impact on them. Letting other cultivators in to absorb the Purple Flames was just a delaying tactic. If they really wanted to suppress the Purple Flames, they would have to rely on the seal instead of relying on outsiders to absorb them. That was obviously not as good as suppressing the flames with the seal, which would solve the problem for a long time. Most importantly, they didn't want outsiders to keep searching for treasures in the Violet Flame planet. They would also feel the pinch. If it was necessary, they still didn't want outsiders to come in. The cultivation of these Star Rune Masters varied. The highest cultivation was only at the late-stage Divine Star Venerable. There was no Heavenly Star supremacy. Generally speaking, Star Rune Masters spent too much effort on Star Runes, so their breakthroughs were slower. Of course, that didn't mean that they were bad at breaking through. Compared to ordinary cultivators, their success rate was still higher. But at the moment, there weren't any Heavenly Star supremacies. Another reason was that the reward was too poor. It wasn't very attractive to Heavenly Star supremacies. Especially Heavenly Star supremacies, who were Star Rune Masters, it was even more difficult to invite them. The Purple Flame clan's reward was relatively simple. It was a supreme grass. When he heard this reward, Etienne's eyes lit up. Wasn't this the supreme grass that he needed? They were using this point to continuously attract Star Rune Masters, especially Star Rune Masters with a cultivation of Heavenly Star supremacy and below. They definitely needed divine herbs like the supreme grass. If they spread the news, they would immediately attract a group of Star Rune Masters. Elder Shuiwe, it's rare to see you bring someone here. Is he also a Star Rune Master? Elder Zifeng on the side looked at Etianyan from head to toe, and after a moment, he didn't look at him anymore. They were curious about why Zishuiwe would bring someone here. Usually, Zishuiwe wouldn't interfere in these matters. She would mainly protect the Violet Flame planet or patrol the planet to see if there were any outsiders causing trouble. As for internal affairs, she wouldn't interfere too much. Yes, he said that he's an Astral Rune Master, so I brought him along. Elder Zifeng said simply, then turned to Etianyan and said, "You can go and fix it now and see if you can pass the most basic test. If you can't even pass the most basic test, then you can only leave." Etianyan nodded. If he couldn't even repair the most basic seal, then he really had to leave. If he stayed here, he would be constantly attacked by the Purple Dragon. Other than leaving, what other choice did he have? After which, Etianyan walked over and joined the ranks of the Astral Inscriptionists. When the group of Astral Inscriptionists saw Etianyan walking over, they merely glanced at him and couldn't be bothered with him anymore. Every Astral Inscription Master that came was somewhat arrogant. Naturally, they wouldn't care about the other Astral Inscription Masters. Etianyan glanced at them and found that they were all grade 4 Astral Inscriptionists. This was considered a relatively high grade. At the very least, they could be ranked amongst the top in the big clans. As for the highest grade, they were grade 5 Astral Inscriptionists. This was a special case. However, in his opinion, it should be someone who had just stepped into the grade 5 Astral Inscriptionists. After all, they were already grade 5 Astral Inscriptionists. Etianyan casually glanced at them and focused his attention on the seal in front of him. With a glance, he knew that this seal was similar to the one that sealed the Purple Dragon. There wasn't much difference. Basically, the seal of the Purple Dragon had been moved over. His eyes narrowed as he used the appraisal eye to quickly analyze the problem. After a short while, he smiled and said, "This is not bad. It's quite simple. Elder Shuiwe, I can repair this seal." As soon as his words came out, all the Astral Inscriptionists turned their attention to him. Their eyes were filled with astonishment. They had been looking at it for a long time, but they still couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Onion had just arrived, but he already knew how to repair it? Fellow Taoist, you must be joking, right? This is a relatively ancient astral inscription seal. Without some ancient knowledge, it's basically impossible to repair it. That's right. You're talking big, aren't you? You just casually looked at it and you saw through it? Even if you want to show off, you don't have to be so arrogant, right? Since he said so, let him try. It's not like this hasn't happened before. Just now, there was an astral inscription master who thought that he had seen through it, who knew that he would make such a big mistake. They didn't believe that Onion could see through it. This wasn't an ordinary seal, but an ancient astral inscription seal. It was basically lost in the ancient era. Otherwise, a grade 5 astral inscription master would have long since repaired it. If it was an ordinary astral inscription, the Purple Flame Clan wouldn't even need to invite someone over. Elder Shuiwe frowned. The seal had just passed by, and he said that he could repair it? Wasn't that a little too fast? Elder Zifang's eyes were filled with displeasure. He didn't know who Elder Shuiwe had brought over, but he said that he could repair it. Moreover, he even said that it was easy. Wasn't this a slap to the faces of all the astral inscriptionists? Fellow Taoist, are you here to cause trouble? Elder Zifeng walked over and asked with a frown. Cause trouble? Didn't I say that I'm here to repair the seal? Now that I know how to repair it, I can basically be chosen to repair the seal. Onion pointed at the seal and said, You can take it out now. I'll repair it for you to see. What a big tone. I've seen many astral inscriptionists, but I've never seen someone so arrogant. You've only just arrived, but you can already see it clearly. Could it be that you're even more brilliant than me? The one who walked out was a grade 5 astral inscription master, Coletian. He was somewhat unhappy with Onion. He felt that Coletian was being too casual. Whether I'm more brilliant than you or not, it's hard to say. At the very least, I can repair this seal. It's that easy. Onion looked at Shuiwe indifferently and said, Will you choose me after I'm able to repair it? Or do you need a few more people to help you? We will choose 2 or 3 more people. There are too many seals, and we need more people to repair them. Shuiwe felt that Onion was being a little exaggerated, but she still explained. You mean to say that if we recruit 2 or 3 people, we will give them the supreme grass, 1 each? Onion shook his head and said, If that's the case, there's no need to find more people. Just me will be enough. I can handle 3 people, and my repair speed will be very fast. I'll guarantee that you'll be satisfied. Onion wouldn't mind having too few divine herbs. He might not only need the supreme grass, but he could also choose other divine herbs. As for whether or not he would give the others a chance, Mo Wuji was very sorry. Chapter 2345. Arrogant. Coletian flew into a rage after hearing that. You're too arrogant. You haven't even repaired it, and you're already negotiating terms? Even if you can repair it, how dare you say such things? Do you think repairing the seal is as simple as drinking water? You're too arrogant and ignorant. If you were my disciple, I would have slapped you to death long ago. You talk big at such a young age. Are you insulting us by bringing such a person here? Coletian looked at Elder Zifeng and the rest, feeling very dissatisfied. The other Star Rune Masters were also very dissatisfied. Elder Zifeng and the rest were extremely embarrassed. Who knew that such a thing would happen? Onion came and talked big, scaring them. If I say it can be repaired, it can be repaired. You've been squatting here for God knows how long. If you can't repair it, don't waste time here. Even if you look at it for a few hundred years, you probably won't be able to see anything. Onion said indifferently, Since you said it yourself, it requires the ability of an ancient seal. You don't have any experience in this area. It will be extremely difficult to repair it. You don't, but I have the ability to repair an ancient seal. Just this point alone makes me stronger than you. Elder Zifeng and the rest were shocked when they heard that. If that was really the case, what Onion said was not too much. You know how to repair an ancient seal? Coletian looked him up and down and mocked. What a joke. Someone like you knows how to repair an ancient seal? You're probably the same as the previous Star Rune Master. If you think that the Long Yu seal is an ancient seal, then it's too funny. The long seal did have some hints of an ancient seal. However, it only carried some traces and was far from a real ancient seal. As soon as Onion said this, everyone quickly recovered from the shock of what Onion said before. Maybe the ancient seal that Onion said is really the long seal. All of a sudden, their expressions became disdainful. Long seal. Onion shook his head and said indifferently, "You are thinking too much. The real ancient seal is not this half-baked. If you don't have any questions, please hand me the seal, Elder Shuiwe. I can demonstrate it right now." Shuiwe paused for a while, then went to take out the seal and handed it to Onion for him to repair. At this moment, everyone was looking at him with mocking eyes, ready to see him make a fool of himself. Under everyone's gaze, Onion stretched out his hand and patted it. Then, he quickly turned his hand and tapped on it a few times before stopping. "It's repaired." Onion gently raised his hand and motioned Shuiwe to take it back. Everyone was stunned. They didn't understand what was going on, and it was already repaired. Shuiwe was also stunned, but she still took it and checked it. She was shocked. It's really repaired. After she injected her astral powers, the seal began to circulate. It was obvious that it could function normally. It's really repaired." Everyone was stunned. They really thought that Onion was just boasting. Who knew that it was really repaired? And it was done perfectly. In such a short time, the ancient seal was repaired. It was unbelievably fast. They had been here for a long time, but still couldn't figure out what was wrong. After Onion came over, he just tapped on it a few times, and it was easily repaired. It was really incredible. Coletian was speechless. Just now, he was laughing at Onion, but now his face was flushed. Wasn't this a slap to his face? He was a level 5-star tattooist, but now, in front of Onion, he was so powerless. "That's no problem, right? Can you hand the task to me now?" Onion said indifferently. "That's not a problem." Shuiwe was pleasantly surprised. She didn't expect Onion to be able to repair it. This was an unexpected surprise. "It's just that it will take a lot of time for you to repair it alone." "That's right, fellow cultivator. You can teach us how to repair the ancient seal, and we will repair it together with you." Yes. We can also help, as long as you teach us. We only want half of the reward." "Friend, let's work together. We will definitely not treat you badly." They all surrounded Onion in a hurry. The reward was secondary. They all wanted to know how Onion repaired the ancient seal. To be able to repair the ancient seal, Onion must have some ability. One must know that there were many ancient seals in many large clans. If they could master the ability to repair, it would be equivalent to a meteoric rise. That's right, for this, you must be willing to share. Not to mention, I will pay a certain price in exchange for it. What do you think, friend? Coletian had already put down his pride, and his attitude had changed completely. "I'm sorry, I won't teach it to others." Onion waved his hand. How could he teach it to others? For the time being, regardless of whether it was through the appraisal, if he could really teach it to them, he wouldn't teach it to them. Not only would it affect him, it would also make him unhappy. Just now, they had mocked and ridiculed him a few times, and now that he had changed his attitude, he would teach it to them? That was impossible. "Friend, what you said is wrong. Most of the ancient seals don't know how to repair the ancient seal. If you teach it to them, it will be equivalent to a contribution. Moreover, we won't learn it for free. We will pay for it." Coletian said with an awe-inspiring expression. "Many big families need star rune masters in this area. In some ancient seals, there are some powerful demonic beasts sealed, and we have to suppress them. Therefore, we have to cultivate the ancient seal in this area, so that when the time comes, this area will be safer." Coletian's words are really interesting, and Onion can't help but laugh. "Master Ku, your wind cloud technique is quite good. Why don't you teach it to me? I will also pay you for it, not for free. This wind cloud technique is very good. It can help me increase the speed of repair. Or rather, I can teach it to others, and it will increase the speed of carving star runes. Most star rune masters will have a lot of improvement when carving star runes in the future, which is equivalent to benefiting the whole area. It's much more useful than repairing the ancient seal. Etienne said with a smile. What do you think, Master Ko? Repairing ancient seals is rare, but most of them are ordinary star runes, so your wind cloud technique is obviously more important. Hearing this, Kalishan's face sank. How is that possible? I won't teach it to others. Chapter 2346. Etienne found Kalishan's words laughable. He hated this kind of person the most. His word might sound nice, but when he actually took action, it was all bullshit. Etienne's words caused Kalishan's expression to change. He flew into a rage and said, How is this the same? This is an absolute art that cannot be divulged to outsiders. It's different from your restoration technique. What's the difference? It's also a secret art that cannot be divulged to outsiders. Since you keep saying that you want to benefit this region, then you can contribute it first. If you contribute it first, then I'll do the same. Etienne sneered at Coletian. Let's see who's better at arguing. He wasn't afraid of Coletian at all. If he wasn't a heavenly star supremacy, so what if he was a grade 5 astral rune master? More importantly, so what if he was a heavenly star supremacy? He wasn't afraid of him. Since Etienne had put it this way, how could Coletian dare to accept it? If he really shared his technique, then he would really be an idiot. The reason why he was able to achieve so much here was because of the wind and cloud technique, which was why he had such outstanding abilities. His wind cloud technique was indeed quite good. It could greatly improve the engraving of star runes and also had a good effect in restoring star runes. When Etienne said this, everyone looked at Coletian with shining eyes. They were all astral rune masters and knew the importance of this aspect. In terms of effect, they wanted Kalishan's wind cloud technique more. This was a general effect, not just a single effect. Knowing how to repair ancient seals could only repair ancient seals at most. However, the wind cloud technique was different. It could be used on any star rune. How could this not be tempting? They could pay a higher price in exchange for the wind cloud technique. The prerequisite was that Coletian was really willing to share the wind cloud technique. Kalishan's face was ashen. If he really shared it, then his greatest advantage would no longer exist. Even if he could gain a lot of benefits in the short term, it wasn't suitable for his current situation. It would be a different story if he lived in seclusion. Now that his reputation was so high, how could he live in seclusion? You're changing the concept. Coletian could only say this after holding it in for a long time. What's the point of stealing? All right, since you're not willing to share it, then I won't share it. It's that simple. Etienne shrugged his shoulders with a provocative look on his face. He was really not afraid of sharing it. After all, it was just the ability to repair ancient seals. It was not difficult, but it was not easy either. If it could spread out, it would definitely spread out. He couldn't be bothered to stay. He didn't rely on this skill to make a living, so he didn't pay too much attention to it. Coletian was unable to refute, unless he was really willing to share it. When the others saw that Coletian did not speak, they felt that it was a pity. They thought that Coletian was really willing to sell it. This kid, Coletian gnashed his teeth in hatred. A cold light flickered in the depths of his eyes, and there was even a hint of killing intent in them. He was very angry at Etienne. If he could, he really wanted to fight with Etienne. If you're willing to share your unique skills, then I can also share them with you. The premise is that the skills must be at the same level as the skills I share. Don't take out some lousy skills to exchange for them. That's meaningless. Etienne glanced at them indifferently, then turned to Zishuiwe and said, Now, only I am qualified to repair the seals. Leave them all to me. But there are so many of them. No problem. Leave them all to me, Etienne said. That's ridiculous. Do you think there are only 1 or 2 seals? There are tens of thousands of seals all over the sky. Can you repair them all in a short time? Coletian immediately grasped the problem and stood out. No problem, Etienne said indifferently. At least it's much faster than you. Bullsh asterisk T. Coletian was so angry that he laughed. My wind cloud technique is the fastest. I dare say that all the star tattooists here can't compare to my speed of repair. That's a pity. My speed of repair is faster than yours. Tianyun said indifferently. Impossible. Coletian immediately denied. If your speed is faster than mine, my wind cloud technique will be in vain. He thought for a while, and an idea flashed through his mind. He immediately added, since you said so, then let's have a competition. If your speed is faster than mine, you'll hand over the ancient sealing method. If you're faster than me, I'll hand over the wind cloud technique. Do you dare to compete? Coletian was sure that Etienne's speed of repair was not as fast as his. He was quite confident in his wind cloud technique. This was not nonsense. In terms of this technique, he had long surpassed many star tattooists. He had competed with many star tattooists, and his speed was much faster. This was what he was proud of. No problem. Let's have a competition. Etienne looked at Coletian as if he was looking at an idiot. Why not compete? Compete with me in speed? Isn't this courting death? Good. Coletian's eyes were filled with surprise. He did not expect Etienne to take the bait. He couldn't help but laugh in his heart. In that case, let the Purple Flame clan be the witness. Do you all agree to this competition? When the other star tattooists saw this, they sighed and shook their heads. They did not expect that Etienne would be so stupid as to compete with Coletian in speed. Is he new? Doesn't he know the power of the wind cloud technique? He should know about the wind cloud technique. Otherwise, he wouldn't have mentioned it. He probably hasn't seen it with his own eyes and doesn't know the profoundness of the wind cloud technique. If that's the case, I'm afraid the ancient sealing method will be revealed. They shook their heads and felt that Etienne was a little stupid. Zishuiwe and the others looked at each other and did not say anything. All right, we will be the witness. After the winner is decided, there could be no regrets. Zishuiwe and the others did not mind. If they really lost, they would have more people to help repair the seal. That would be good. They did not believe that Etienne could do it alone. After all, there were so many seals. How could one person repair them alone? If the purple dragon saw that someone was repairing the seal, it would definitely go crazy. At that time, it would not be an easy task. He definitely could not slow down. If he did, wouldn't he be burned to death by the purple flames? I'm looking forward to seeing how fast you are. Coletian looked at Etienne confidently, as if he was already confident that he would win. Chapter 23:47. Coletian was full of confidence, as if Etienne's ancient seal was about to fall into his hands. Not to mention him, even the other Star Rune Masters felt the same way. They all felt that Etienne would definitely lose. Competing with Coletian in speed, wasn't that courting death? However, it didn't say anything. Since Etienne was so arrogant, they couldn't be bothered to pay attention to him. After all, they weren't familiar with Etienne. Why would they persuade him? Especially since Etienne was so arrogant, saying that he could take on 3 Star Rune Masters by himself. Since that was the case, they would show him what it meant to be 3 Star Rune Masters by himself. I'll let you choose what you want to repair now. Etienne gestured to Coletian to look for star runes. I don't mind whatever star rune you find, even if it's the one you're most familiar with. Arrogant. Coletian snorted. You should be the one to choose, lest others think that I'm bullying the weak. I've said it before, if my speed is faster than yours, I'll let you choose. Otherwise, how can I show that my recovery speed is faster than yours? Especially if I defeat you on the star rune that you're most proud of, I feel that my recovery speed will be better. Etienne said indifferently. You're too arrogant. Coletian's anger rose. Fine, since you said so, then let me see how strong you are. He was really angry. Etienne kept provoking him. How could he not be angry? Everyone heard it. This is his request, not mine. Coletian looked at everyone, and everyone nodded. They all think that Etienne is courting death. Coletian asked him to choose the one that has an advantage over him, but he let Coletian choose himself. It's really arrogant. Zishuiwe and the rest frowned. Why was Etienne getting more and more arrogant? They wondered if he had the ability to support himself. Coletian immediately prepared a few dozen star runes. These star runes were all class 4-star runes that he was most familiar with. He then handed them over to Zishuiwe and the rest to destroy. This would undoubtedly be more fair. Zi Shuiwei and the others fiddled with the patterns and destroyed them. All right, everyone now has 20 level 4-star runes. These star runes have all been damaged. Now, it's a competition to see who can repair them faster. Coletian said to Tianyun after distributing the star runes. No problem. Tianyun nodded. I hope you can still be this calm later. Coletian snorted coldly. After the assignment, Zi Shuiwei acted as the referee. When the two were almost ready, she gave the order, begin. After the judgment began, they immediately began to repair themselves. Coletian immediately used the wind cloud technique. His hands seemed to transform into a gust of wind, dancing in the air. Everything seemed so mystical, but the effects were equally astonishing. The speed of recovery had truly increased by several times. Compared to the recovery speed of other star inscriptionists, it was much faster. The two of them were not on the same level at all. This wind cloud technique is really amazing. Yeah, if I could have this wind cloud technique, it would be really heaven-defying. It would definitely increase my reputation by a lot. It's a pity that this is unique to Master Ku. They were all envious and wanted to have this wind cloud technique. Immediately, they looked at Tianyun and found that Tianyun was basically motionless. This made them feel very strange. Coletian had already repaired 2 or 3-star runes, but there was still no movement from him. Tianyun just quietly watched Coletian repair. He smiled faintly and said, "This is the wind cloud technique? The speed is not bad, but it's still too slow." Coletian, who was next to him, was so shocked that his hands almost trembled and the star runes were damaged. Fortunately, he was not weak and forcibly took back his hands. He continued to stabilize his aura to repair the star runes. The others rolled their eyes. They don't know how fast Tianyun's speed is. Tianyun was still not in a hurry to repair the star runes. He was still watching from the side. When Coletian was almost done, he was finally ready to make a move. Isn't it too late to make a move now? It's good to have confidence, but it will become arrogance and conceit. There will be a price to pay for being too arrogant and conceited. They all shook their heads and felt that Tianyun was bound to lose. Although they had expected it, they still felt that it was a pity. Tianyun didn't care about their opinions. He narrowed his eyes and quickly activated crazy mode, increasing the repair speed by 50 times. Swish, swish, swish. Tianyun stretched out his hand and immediately repaired a few star runes. He chased at an extremely terrifying speed. When Coletian had 4-star runes left to be repaired, Tianyun was about to catch up. When Coletian repaired the last 3, Tianyun had completely repaired them. Everything happened too fast. It was like frying beans. With just a touch, a star rune was repaired. Following that, he aimed at the next star rune and tapped a few times consecutively. Just like that, it was repaired. This kind of speed was something they had never seen or heard of before. What wind and cloud technique? In front of such a heaven-defying technique, it was simply trash. Repaired. Tianyun retracted his hand. 20-star runes were repaired just like that. There was no problem at all. When Coletian saw the situation on Tianyun's side, he was dumbfounded. The star runes that were repaired in his hand exploded without him knowing. Not to mention him, everyone present looked at Tianyun in a daze. No one knew what happened. In the blink of an eye, Tianyun repaired all the star runes. On the other hand, Coletian didn't even finish repairing them. The key was that Coletian needed some time to repair before Tianyun chose to make a move. Now, not only did he catch up, he completely overtook Coletian and won this round. Ow, how is this possible? There's someone faster than my wind and cloud technique. Coletian was dumbfounded. Nothing is impossible. You think your wind and cloud technique is fast? In my eyes, it's nothing. Tianyun said indifferently. Of course, since you lost to me, you have to hand over your wind and cloud technique. It's that simple. At this moment, everyone came to their senses. They were all shocked and cried out in alarm. What kind of speed is this? Isn't it too fast? What kind of technique is this? I can't even see it clearly. What kind of heaven-defying technique is this? If he could master it, wouldn't he be able to dominate this area? All of them had completely changed their views. Tianyun wasn't arrogant. He really had the capital. Just the speed alone was enough to show disdain for everyone. Kalishin's wind and cloud technique? It was a complete fart. Chapter 2348. Tianyun's speed was the strongest, far surpassing Kalishin's. The two of them were not on the same level. At this moment, Kaletian was speechless. He was more shocked than anything else. He knew that someone would be faster than him, but he didn't expect it to be Tianyun, and not just by a little. I won this round, right? Where's the wind and cloud technique? Tianyun reminded Kaletian when he saw that he was still in a daze. Okay, I lost the bet. This is the wind and cloud technique. Kaletian took out the wind and cloud technique and threw it to Tianyun. He said in a low voice, "There is only one copy. No matter who reads it, it can only be passed on to one person. The rest cannot cultivate." This was a special oath. Once it was activated, only the reader could cultivate. It was quite restrictive. This was to prevent others from spreading it. Otherwise, it would be a great loss. Therefore, after reading it, it would be difficult to pass it on to others. Only when one's cultivation reached a very high level could he break the oath and pass it on to others. However, when one's cultivation reached that level, he would not bother to do such a thing. Very well, thank you very much. Tianyun turned to look at Zi Shuiyue and the others, who were in a daze. He smiled. I wonder if I can take on 3 at once. Yes, of course. Zi Shuiyue nodded after she recovered. This was not just 3 at once, it was 10 at once. This astonishing speed, who could compare to it? If he repaired the star runes with Kaletian at the same time, before Kaletian could even repair 2 star runes, Tianyun would be done. Thank you. As for the reward, can I take 3? Tianyun asked again. That's not a problem. We were looking for 3 people. Since you could take on 3, I'll give you 3. Zi Shuiyue made the decision without discussing it with the other elders. In fact, even Elder Zi Feng felt that it was a good deal. This speed was very fast. What they needed was speed. Otherwise, they would not be able to withstand Zilong's wrath. Right now, Tianyun's speed was rather fast. Not only did it meet their requirements, they were more than satisfied. Then I want a portion of the 3 great divine medicines to enhance the Star Dharma form? Tianyun asked directly. This? No problem. As long as you can complete the mission, it won't be a problem. Zi Shuiyue agreed, decisively again. Since she had agreed to give the divine medicine, and the other 2 medicines were almost as precious, there was no harm in giving one of them. Moreover, obtaining the divine medicine did not mean that one would definitely succeed in breaking through. Those who succeeded in their second breakthrough were all geniuses. As for those who managed to break through in 3 portions, they were already considered outstanding. This was enough to show how difficult it was to improve the Star Dharma idol. Thank you. Tianyun's eyes lit up. With this, he would be able to easily obtain a batch. He wouldn't need to run all over the place. The others were extremely jealous. Who asked Tianyun to be so capable? They didn't have the ability, so they could only stare. Firstly, it couldn't repair the ancient seal, and its speed wasn't fast enough. Kaletian gnashed his teeth. This time, he really suffered a double loss. It was a huge loss. However, a trace of coldness flashed in the depths of his eyes. An idea came to his mind. He sneered and didn't say anything else. Since Tianyun accepted this mission, the other star tattooists could only leave. Even if they were unwilling, they had no choice but to leave. Then, when do we start? Tianyun was rather anxious. If he waited any longer, he was afraid that the ball of energy in his body would disappear. Even if it was just a little bit of energy, he didn't want to waste it. He might not be able to achieve the effect of the enhancement. If that was the case, he would have to find another batch of divine medicine. Wouldn't that be a waste of time? Are you ready? Zi Shuiyue asked. What can I prepare? We can start any time. Tianyun said. Well, I thought you needed a rest for a while, or prepare something. Since we can start right away, it couldn't be better, Zi Shuiyue said solemnly. Then, I will go and call the clan leader over. We will move together later. Eteanya nodded and said, I'll wait here. After a while, a handsome man walked out. He had a head of long purple hair, a resolute face, and a huge body. He was like a giant. The most frightening thing was not his body, but his powerful cultivation, a heavenly star middle stage supremacy. This was the clan leader of the Purple Flame Clan, Purple Gold Dragon. He had tyrannical strength and controlled the power of the Purple Flame Clan. Of course, the clan leader of the Purple Flame Clan wasn't the strongest. The strongest was the previous clan leader and the clan leader before that. Their clan leaders had a time limit and couldn't be appointed forever. Everyone had different ideas. What the Purple Flame Clan needed was fresh energy. Hence, they needed fresh blood to be appointed as the clan leader. Purple Gold Dragon was the third clan leader who was still alive. Every one of them was a powerful heavenly star supremacy, and the strongest was a late-stage heavenly star supremacy. It could be said that their combined strength was shocking. Ordinary heavenly star supremacies wouldn't dare to go against them. They controlled powerful purple flames, which was why they were ranked at the top of the Divine Flames leaderboard. Hence, they had a great advantage against heavenly star supremacies of the same level. Because of this, the Purple Flame Clan could stand firm here and not fear the Hidden Dragon Star clans. Friend, thank you for helping us strengthen the seal. Purple Gold Dragon smiled. I am a clan leader of the Purple Flame Clan. We're very grateful that you came to help us. Greetings, clan leader Z. Eteanya didn't say any pleasantries. He didn't know how to say pleasantries, so he just greeted him politely. Then let's get straight to the point. Later, we will follow you to the sealed area. At that time, we will protect you, and you can continue to repair the seal. We will protect you, and you won't be in any danger. Purple Gold Dragon guaranteed. Hence, you don't have to worry about getting hurt. However, in the meantime, I hope that you can repair the seal as quickly as possible. Otherwise, with our abilities, we won't be able to hold on for too long. However, if you encounter any difficulties, let us know in advance. We can retreat and think about it. They had already made preparations. Although Eteanya had displayed shocking healing abilities, the seal was ever-changing. It was hard to say what would happen when they actually repaired it. Hence, they made things clear to Eteanya first. Otherwise, Eteanya would be too embarrassed to say it out loud. It would be troublesome if he wanted to save his face. No problem. There is no seal that I can't repair, unless it is a very high-level and special kind. Eteanya was very confident because he had seen those seals before. Chapter 2349. Seeing Eteanya's confidence, the Purple Gold Dragon smiled in relief. Since little friend Eteanya is so confident, let's set off now. The Purple Gold Dragon signaled Zi Shuiwe and the others and prepared to set off. The ones leading Eteanya were the Purple Gold Dragon and the others. There were 3 of them in total. With the Purple Gold Dragon as the tribe leader, if they couldn't take it down, it would be difficult to take it down. As for the other 2 tribe leaders, unless it was a critical moment, they wouldn't easily appear. This was because they wouldn't interfere in these matters. This was what the current tribe leader was supposed to do. If they interfered, it would be a big problem and they would have to take action. In this situation, it was obvious that the Purple Gold Dragon wasn't doing his job well. It could be said that they didn't interfere in the tribe's matters. If it was a more important meeting, they would still choose to participate. Under the Purple Gold Dragon's lead, as soon as they left the Purple Flame tribe, a terrifying purple flame surged out from the ground and swept towards Eteanya. Even under the Purple Gold Dragon's protection, the Purple Gold Dragon continued to take revenge on Eteanya. As long as Eteanya appeared in its attack range, it wouldn't stop. What's going on? The Purple Gold Dragon waved its hand and protected Eteanya inside. The purple flame outside was easily absorbed. It's a long story. Previously, when I was harvesting the divine medicine, I found a purple dragon's divine sense. Then, I smashed it and became like this. Eteanya explained. So that's how it is. No wonder that evil dragon was so crazy to take revenge on you. But you did well. The Purple Gold Dragon laughed. It's a good thing that you were able to smash its divine sense. If it was someone else, they would have been tempted by it. One look, and I knew it wasn't a good thing. I immediately rejected its temptation. Who knew it would become like this? Etianyun said righteously. He wasn't moved at all. The actual situation was a problem with the mission, and the temptation of the purple dragon was too weak. If it was a little more, he might really consider it. Well said, this fellow is full of lies. Whoever believes in its words will only walk towards the abyss in the end. The purple gold dragon smiled and said, Little friend don't worry. These little tricks are useless against us. After Zijin Long found out about this, he was actually quite happy. He became even more enthusiastic towards Tianyan. To them, having a common enemy made them friends. Under the guidance of the purple gold dragon, Tianyan quickly returned to Purple Dragon Mountain without any mishap. Zilong was originally sealed in Zilong Mountain, so of course he had to return here. When they entered Mount Zilong, it was still the same familiar scene. The purple dragon was still sealed in the crystal. This is the evil dragon that wreaked havoc on the world. Among them, the Purple Flame tribe suffered the most. We wanted to tear it to pieces, but it had an immortal body. We couldn't kill it no matter what, so we could only seal it. Now that the seal has loosened, we have to trouble you to repair it. The sooner the better. In the process of repairing the seal, it will struggle crazily. At that time, it will be extremely dangerous. You have to pay attention to this. The purple gold dragon's expression became serious. This was not an ordinary area. It was much more dangerous than the outside. Even if this purple dragon was sealed, it was still an extremely overbearing purple dragon. Damn human, you still dare to come back? The purple dragon's voice resounded through the entire space. Come back. The purple gold dragon and the others were puzzled. Cough, cough. Previously, when I destroyed its divine sense outside, I wanted to escape this area. Now that I dare to come back, how can it not be angry? Etianyan hurriedly explained. He did not want to be found out that he had sneaked in. Don't worry about it. With us here, there is no need to worry. The purple gold dragon said in a deep voice. Etianyan nodded and quickly aimed at the seal at the side. Then, he immediately walked over and started to repair it. As soon as he went over to repair it, countless purple flames immediately enveloped him from all directions. The degree of ferocity was definitely several times fiercer than before. The key was that it was continuous. If it was outside, it would only attack from time to time. But here, the entire area was surging with purple flames. The purple gold dragon stepped forward and waved his hand, absorbing the purple flames into his body. Evil dragon, don't be arrogant. So it's you, Brat. What are you doing here this time? Get lost. The purple dragon, who was sealed in the crystal, suddenly opened its eyes and glared at the purple gold dragon. Don't worry. Very soon, you will obediently close your eyes and go back to sleep. The purple gold dragon coldly snorted and did not say anything else to the purple dragon. At this time, Etianyan had already started to repair the ancient seal. Without saying anything, he activated the 50x repair mode. One by one, the ancient seal was quickly repaired. It could be said that all the seals present had different degrees of damage. Therefore, all the ancient seals needed to be repaired. However, as long as more than half of the ancient seal was repaired, the purple dragon's power would be greatly weakened. Therefore, there was no need to worry about it continuing to go crazy. Damn it, this human can repair the ancient seal. Go to hell. The purple dragon suddenly became furious. It had worked so hard to break so many seals and could move a little. Now it was going to be sealed again. How could it not be angry? In its rage, the purple flames began to condense and form a huge dragon. It fiercely pounced on Etianyan. Its power was actually several times stronger than before. In total, it was probably more than 10 times stronger. No wonder it was said to repair faster. With this crazy attack, they really could not hold on for too long. Break! The purple gold dragon fiercely punched forward, easily smashing the purple dragon formed by the purple flames. The violent power of Heavenly Star Supreme erupted. It was like a purple god of war had descended. His long purple hair fluttered in the wind. His handsome face was full of fighting spirit. He stood in front of Yun, blocking any attack. Yun looked up and continued to repair the ancient seal. His repair speed was quite terrifying, and in just a short time, dozens of ancient seals were repaired. When the purple gold dragon and the others saw this scene, they were all shocked. This was especially so for the purple gold dragon. He had never seen Yun's power before. When he saw this repair speed for himself, he was really shocked. With him around, I don't think it will take too long. The purple gold dragon was very surprised. It wasn't that he could not hold on any longer. If he could repair faster, that would definitely be a good thing. This damned human. How can he repair so quickly? The purple dragon was also shocked by Yun. It was one thing for Yun to destroy his spiritual will. But how could his repair speed be so shocking? Chapter 2350. Yun's recovery speed was amazing. Zilong was shocked. In the past, he would repair the ancient seal one by one. Yun's speed was like a batch. In the blink of an eye, a small area was repaired. At this rate, it wouldn't take long before the ancient seal in this area was completely repaired. The key was that the more seals were repaired, the weaker they would be. When that time came, there would be no power to speak of. Damn it, this guy's recovery speed is too fast. Zilong was furious. Once again, he used the terrifying power of the purple flames to interfere with Yun. However, with Z Gold Dragon guarding the side, how could he let Zilong attack Yun? If you want to interfere with him, ask me first. Z Gold Dragon snorted coldly and punched again, destroying the purple flames of the fire dragon. When Z Gold Dragon saw Yun's situation, he felt that he had a hold on no matter what. If he could not hold on for such a short period of time, what right did he have to be the clan leader? Not only him, Z Shuiwei, Elder Z Feng, and the others were also resisting the purple flames. It wasn't just the purple gold dragon that was protecting Yun. They were also surrounding Yun to block some unexpected attacks. This was a comprehensive protection. They did not dare to be careless. If Yun was attacked and interfered with, it would be troublesome. They could bear the current situation. No matter how crazily Zilong roared, they could hold on. If this continues, it will be sealed again. Zilong stared angrily at Yun, who was not far away. In the next moment, Zilong understood. Then, Zilong began to shake. The entire huge purple crystal shook violently, as if it wanted to break out of the purple crystal. Soul form. Following Zilong's roar, a purple light rushed out of the purple crystal and formed a huge purple dragon. As soon as it appeared, it charged towards Yun without hesitation. This wasn't a simple condensation of purple flames. Rather, Zilong's soul had forcibly broken through the seal and was charging towards Yun. This meant that he was willing to risk everything and use his soul to attack Yun. After it appeared, an incomparably tyrannical power emerged. This was definitely the power of a late-stage heavenly star supremacy. Even without the support of a physical body, it still possessed the most terrifying power. Purple flame cloud. Zilong let out a furious roar, and the purple flames that filled the sky gathered towards it, strengthening its body. Originally, it did not have a physical body, but under the support of the purple flames, it gradually formed the most terrifying energy body. After forming an energy body, the purple dragon immediately attacked Yun. It opened its huge dragon claws and pressed down without hesitation. You dare to use your soul to escape. The purple gold dragon was also stunned, but he quickly reacted. He slammed his fists together and roared, "Open! Roar!" A huge purple gold dragon emerged from behind him. The difference between the two was only one word, but their appearances were completely different. On the surface of the purple gold dragon, there was a golden pattern, which made it look even more domineering. Of course, this was still a level 6 star Dharma power, and not a unique star Dharma power. The difference between the two was still relatively large, but this didn't mean that it was weak. It still had an extremely strong explosive power. Dragon soars the 9 heavens. The purple gold dragon raised his fists and met the attack. Even though his cultivation was not as high, his strength was not the least bit weaker. After all, the purple gold dragon was the leader of clan. With the support of a strong physical body, he could still match this purple dragon. Z Shuiwei and Elder Z Feng also used their full strength. They also needed to defend against the energy that leaked from the attack, so they had to use their full strength. Kid, cultivate for a few million more years before you fight me. The purple dragon sneered disdainfully. It slammed forward and collided with the purple gold dragon. Boom! Accompanied by a loud explosion, the purple gold dragon was forced back. A deep dragon claw mark appeared on its chest. However, the purple dragon didn't have it easy either. It was forced back a distance, and the light on its body dimmed rapidly. Many of the purple flames were scattered. I said, "With me here, don't even think about crossing the line." The purple gold dragon ignored the dragon claw mark on its chest and stared at its opponent with a burning gaze. It didn't know how to dodge at all. Tianyun watched from the side in shock. If he faced this attack head-on, he would definitely be seriously injured, right? This terrifying power was really hard to defend against. No wonder it was said that he had to repair it quickly. Under this attack, the other Star Rune Masters would have long become dregs. Then, he increased his speed and continued to repair, wanting to seal this purple dragon as soon as possible. As his repair speed increased, the purple dragon's condition became worse and worse. If this continued, it would definitely be sealed. The purple dragon knew that it couldn't drag on any longer and once again collided with the purple gold dragon. Under the continuous attacks, the purple gold dragon wasn't as strong as the purple dragon. However, the purple gold dragon was still able to withstand the attacks and continued to fiercely charge at the purple dragon. As the purple dragon continued to attack, the purple dragon became weaker and weaker, and the purple gold dragon's injuries also became more and more serious. However, the purple gold dragon still didn't dodge. It wanted to protect Tianyun, who was constantly repairing the ancient seal behind it. This back view was quite reliable. At this time, the purple dragon suddenly retreated, revealing a mocking expression. The purple gold dragon suddenly felt that something was wrong. Its eyes darkened and it fully released its spiritual sense, locking down all the areas. Even if it was tens of thousands of miles underground, it could still sense everything in order to avoid any accidents. It's too late. The purple dragon laughed sinisterly. The next moment, a divine light suddenly gushed out from the ground, enveloping Tianyun. Tianyun suddenly felt a sense of crisis. In the next second, with a thought, he disappeared. Boom! The purple divine light soared into the sky and broke through the peak of the purple dragon mountain in one fell swoop. It rushed towards the higher areas, finally rushing out of the entire purple flame star and crazily attacking the starry sky outside. The terrifying power was not to mention divine star venerables. Even a heavenly star supremacy would be seriously injured if not killed. How could this be? The purple gold dragon and the others were stunned. They never expected the purple dragon to have such a move. Ha ha ha! Do you think I didn't make any preparations after so many years? You sealed me for so many years. If I didn't make any preparations, I'd be a fool. The purple dragon snorted coldly. When it sensed that there was no trace of Tianyun's aura in front of it, it felt relieved. Chapter 23:51. Now that Tianyun was dead, Zijin Long and the others could find another Star Rune Master, but who could repair the seal as quickly as Tianyun? The key was that Zi Long was determined to rush out. The effect of such a large formation was terrifying. Unknowingly, the edges of the seal were filled with purple flames. At the critical moment, the purple flames would burst out, enough to seriously injure Heavenly Star Supremacy. Fortunately, the target wasn't Zijin Long otherwise. Even Zhi Long would have been seriously injured. Who would be able to withstand such a terrifying attack? This wasn't the main point. The main point was that the ancient seals began to collapse one by one. This meant that Zhi Long was frantically attacking the seal, trying to rush out. They had prepared for this moment for so long. This meant that even if they could find a Star Rune Master to repair the seal, they wouldn't be able to do so in time. By the time they found one, the ancient seals would have been mostly destroyed. Moreover, those Star Rune Masters didn't have the ability to repair the ancient seals, so it would be meaningless for them to come. Ha ha ha, I can finally rush out this time. The Star Rune Master you worked so hard to find has been killed by me. Zhi Long laughed heartily. At this time, it had already returned to its body. Its soul couldn't stay outside for too long, or it would greatly affect itself. It had been waiting for this moment. First, it had waited for them to find a Star Rune Master to reinforce the seal, then it would kill them all. In this way, they wouldn't be able to find a Star Rune Master in a short period of time. This was its real intention. If it had casually attacked the seal, it would have been equivalent to announcing to the Purple Yin tribe that it was about to rush out. In this case, the Purple Yin tribe would probably send 3 patriarchs to guard it. Then, this situation wouldn't have happened. But who would have thought that? Damn it, we fell into its trap. Zhi Long and the others were infuriated. However, when they saw that the area where Tianyan was located was gone, their hearts sank. Everything was gone. They would probably have to call for reinforcements immediately. However, when Zhi Long rushed out, it would probably be extremely powerful. Even if 3 patriarchs wouldn't be able to withstand it. Just as they were about to go back and ask for reinforcements, a figure suddenly flickered and appeared in that area. Almost died. Fortunately, I'd escaped in time. A familiar voice sounded. Everyone looked in the direction of the voice and were momentarily stunned. The person who appeared in front of them was Tianyan, whom they thought was dead. Who would have thought that in the blink of an eye, Tianyan would return unscathed? Fortunately, he had the super teleportation godstone, which allowed him to escape from this place in an instant. If he died, then he would really be dead, and only his doppelganger would be left. With his current cultivation, his so-called life could no longer save him. Unless it was an upgraded version of super life form. That would be a different story. Now, how could this be? They were all stunned, especially the extremely happy Zhi Long, who didn't even have time to laugh. When he saw Tianyan return, he was immediately dumbfounded. Tianyan ignored their expressions and immediately repaired another batch of ancient seals in the blink of an eye. Protect him. Zhi Long didn't know what was going on, but this time, they definitely wouldn't make a mistake. He even crushed the token to ask the other 2 clan leaders to come out and help. Yes, Zishu Yu and the others were wild with joy. They all intercepted Tianyan, wanting to protect him. This time, even if they had to sacrifice their lives, they would protect Tianyan's safety. However, there was no need for them to do so. Zhi Long had already used his last resort. What other tricks could he use? As for the soul ejection technique, it could no longer be used. If he used it again, his soul would most likely be severely injured. Most importantly, the void was torn apart, and 2 figures rushed out, releasing an incomparably domineering aura. They were the previous clan leaders of the Purple Flame clan. With the arrival of the 2 clan leaders and Zhi Long's current sealed state, how could he cause any trouble? I didn't expect that after so many years, you would still have such a breakthrough ability. I have underestimated you. One of the handsome men said, but it's okay, little friend, you can repair it as you wish. With us here, it can't cause any harm to you. Since the 2 of them had spoken, their words were worth their weight in gold. There would definitely not be any problems this time. Damn Purple Flame clan, sooner or later, I will rush out and devour all of you. Zhi Long roared, but it could not rush out. It knew that if it rushed out, it would only be beaten up. No matter how angry it would be of no use. At this time, Tianyan was rapidly repairing the ancient seal, batch by batch. This time, Zhi Long had already given up struggling. Not to mention the interference of the purple flames, it did not even release a single spark. What was the point of the 3 clan leaders here? It was better to withdraw all of them and wait for the next counterattack. In this way, Etianyun could relax. The repair process was very smooth, and it did not take long for most of the ancient seal to be repaired. This speed was really shocking. This repair speed is too fast. I have never seen such a fast repair speed. If we need to repair it again, we can also ask him to come over and help. No, why not let him directly become a guest of our Purple Flame clan? Such an amazing ability will be of great help to our Purple Flame clan. The two of them looked at Etianyun with great satisfaction, as if they were choosing a disciple. If Etianyun was from the Purple Flame clan, he would probably have been accepted as a disciple long ago. Etianyun quickly repaired the remaining ancient seal. After the repair, he finally heaved a sigh of relief. The Zilong in front of him was completely sealed, and there was not a single spark left on the ground. Even the usual restlessness of the Purple Flame star quickly calmed down and returned to its normal state. Repaired. After Etianyun repaired the last ancient seal, he jumped down from above. You have worked hard, young friend. This time, it is really all thanks to you. Otherwise, this evil dragon would have really rushed out. The Z-Gold dragon walked over with a look of shame and apologized. This time, we did not protect you well enough. As a reward, we will give you an additional divine herb. You can choose whatever you want. At the same time, you can come to our Purple Flame Star to pick any spirit herb you want. This time, it was really their fault. They had promised to protect Etianyun, but who knew that he would still fall for it? If not for Etianyun's ability, he might have really died here. It could be said that the Z-Gold dragon had given him a very good reward. He had also promised to let him come and go as he pleased in the future. This was not a small price. However, compared to sealing the Zilong, this was nothing. Chapter 2352. In the face of such a reward, how could Etianyun stand on ceremony? This was something he ought to do. If he didn't have the teleportation divine stone, he would have died. Under such circumstances, the reward wasn't high, but it wasn't low either. He was still very satisfied with it. The Purple Flame tribe was very polite. As long as he did something good, they would be very friendly. Thank you, Tribe Leader Z. I won't stand on ceremony. Etianyun smiled and glanced at the purple dragon. He really couldn't move. He couldn't even open his eyes like before. There's no need to stand on ceremony. You've been a great help to our Purple Flame tribe. I wonder if you can become our guest elder? We don't need you to do anything. We just hope that you can help repair the seal when it breaks. Don't worry, we won't mistreat you. The other two patriarchs nodded to express their gratitude to Etianyun, and then they went back. The Purple Gold Dragon would deal with these matters himself. They said that they wouldn't interfere, so they wouldn't interfere. They prepared to tear the void and leave, leaving the Purple Gold Dragon behind to discuss. Tribe Leader Z, haven't you thought of killing this evil dragon? Wouldn't there be no future trouble? Etianyun asked. He had such a task now. If they joined forces, the results would be better. Little friend, didn't I say before that it's not that we don't want to kill this evil dragon? It's just that this evil dragon has an immortal body. We can't kill it. The Purple Gold Dragon shook his head and sighed. They dreamed of killing this evil dragon so that they could rest in peace. However, they couldn't do that. They could only choose to seal it. There is no true immortal body in this world. We can only use our own methods to get rid of it. Etianyun's expression was solemn. I'm sure all of you have heard of similar methods over the years. I wonder if you can tell me. If possible, I can help you solve it. Little friend E, you are not from our Purple Flame tribe. Why are you so enthusiastic? The Purple Gold Dragon thought for a while. It seemed that killing the Purple Dragon did not mean much to Etianyun. It could even be said that the Purple Flame tribe's survival had nothing to do with him. I am indeed not from the Purple Flame tribe, but I am a guest elder. As a guest elder, I must do something for the Purple Flame tribe. It is definitely a good thing to help this evil dragon. Moreover, if I seal it and it rushes out one day, won't it cause me trouble? Etianyun said solemnly. We are in the same boat now. We can only face it seriously. Etianyun's words are reasonable. So they look at each other. They really can't refute it. If the dragon escaped, the purple would be. Although the purple dragon was of the purple dragon, Tianyun would be of it. Tianyun, guest of Tianyun of the dragon, of what the dragon said. Tianyun of dragon. 2. The leader. Little friend, is right. Zijin Long frowned and thought for a moment before saying, all right then, let's discuss this when we return to the clan. What do you think? All right. Tianyun's eyes lit up. It would be great if the other party could cooperate with him. If they refused to cooperate with him, although it would be a little troublesome, he could still solve it himself. After they returned to the clan, the two previous clan leaders did not leave. Instead, they were like spectators watching from the sidelines. They had no intention of interrupting. To be honest, with the two Heavenly Star Supremes watching from his side, he still felt a little pressured. After Zijin Long adjusted his condition, he came over to discuss this matter with Tianyun. It's not that we haven't thought about the evil dragons. In fact, we've been thinking about how to deal with them at all times. The purple gold dragon replied, honestly, it's just that this evil dragon is quite difficult to deal with. It has an immortal body, as I mentioned earlier. Its undying body was quite difficult to deal with. Its original body was formed from the most original purple king flame. One day, it swallowed the corpse of a dragon and became this purple dragon. In essence, it is not a dragon, but a purple king flame. Tianyun's eyes flashed. No wonder he didn't feel any dragon aura from the purple dragon. It was a situation similar to possession. Under such circumstances, there naturally wouldn't be any dragon aura. If its original body wasn't a dragon, then there wouldn't be any dragon aura. Purple king flame. Tianyun squinted. You mean to say that as long as there's a little bit of purple flame, it can be reborn? He had a general idea of what it meant. Its original body was the purple king flame. As long as there was a little bit of purple flame nearby, it could be reborn. With so many purple flames, it could be reborn with just a little bit. It really was an immortal body. Yes, that's what it means. The purple gold dragon felt a headache coming on. That's why it's hard for us to destroy it. If there's even a little bit left, it will be reborn. It's very difficult. What if we swallow it? Tianyun's eyes flashed. Swallow it? The purple gold dragon shook its head. That won't work. Even we can't withstand the purple king flame. If we forcefully swallow it, we will be burned to ashes. We're thinking of finding a kind of water to extinguish it. That might be a good idea. Do you have any relevant information? Tianyun asked. The purple gold dragon paused and thought for a while before saying, there is. It's the golden gilt water. However, we haven't seen it before. We don't even know where to find it. Golden gilt water. Tianyun squinted. Actually, he had already used the appraisal eye to see if there was any golden gilt water around. However, after using it, he couldn't find any trace of golden gilt water. This meant that there was no golden gilt water in a large area. This was really rare. If there really was, the Purple Flame Tribe would have found it long ago. Yes, we haven't seen golden gilt water before. We don't even know if it exists. It's only recorded in the records. The Purple Gold Dragon sighed. Thank you for your help, young friendy. We are very grateful that you can help us repair the ancient seal. As a guest, we won't treat you badly. This is an advanced divine herb. As for the extra stock, which one does guesty need? I'll take the supreme grass. Tianyun thought about it. There was still the supreme tree and the supreme flower outside, but there was no supreme grass. Hence, he took the supreme grass. All right, no problem. The purple gold dragon took out the star ring he had prepared and handed it to him. There was an advanced divine herb and a supreme grass in it. After Tianyun took it, he was still a little excited. He finally got this reward, and he hoped that he can really advance to the next level. Chapter 2353. Thank you, Purple Clan Leader. Can I use this place to break through? Tianyun asked. It was not a bad idea to break through here. The Purple Yin clan was much safer than the outside. Of course, no problem. As our guest, you can walk around most of the areas and use the training rooms as you please. If you need it, we can provide you with some elixirs. Of course, you will have to pay the price. As for the elixirs, we can sell them to you at a discounted price. The Purple Gold Dragon was very friendly. At the same time, He gave Eteonyan more choices. It was not an easy task to advance the Star Dharma idol. Some would fail many times. It was even possible to fail 4 or 5 times. If he could succeed after 4 or 5 times, he would be considered capable. After all, to be able to collect 4 or 5 chances to break through, how could this not be considered capable? It was a bit of a waste, but to be able to collect 4 or 5 chances and break through to the star supremacy level, no one would care about how many chances he had spent, let alone think about it being wasteful. To be able to break through to the star supremacy level was a true winner. If I need it, I will mention it. Eteonyan smiled. In reality, he would not mention it. No matter how discounted it was, he would have to pay an extremely high price. If he did not pay the price, how could he obtain it? Hence, he decided that if he really could not break through, he would choose to look for it himself. This way, he would not owe any favors. After thinking about it, there was no doubt that this was the most suitable method. He would forget about the rest for the time being. Unless he really could not find it, that would be another matter. After receiving the elixirs, Eteonyan rushed into the isolation room excitedly and took out the 3 great elixirs. Seeing the 3 great elixirs again, he was a little excited. If he could successfully break through, he would basically be able to break through to the star supremacy level. After breaking through to the star supremacy level, he would be able to look for the purple cloud star emperor. Even if he did not look for the purple cloud star emperor, he would at least be able to get rid of the ancient giant beast and these hidden dangers. Let's start absorbing. Without any hesitation, Eteonyan stuffed the 3 divine medicines into his mouth again and swallowed them down after chewing for a while. After swallowing them completely, they turned into a wave of energy that flowed into his body, forming a second energy diagram. What's going on? Eteonyan stood up abruptly. He was shocked by his own situation. The second time was still the same. This was 2 portions of godly medicine, not 1. He dared to say that there was absolutely no leakage of the first batch. Now that he had consumed the second batch, the situation was still the same. Not to mention advancing, there wasn't even an effect. This stunned him. What was happening to him? For others, just 1 portion would cause a worldly phenomenon, but for him, there was no phenomenon at all. It couldn't be said that there were no anomalies, but there were only a few anomalies. That was, a clump of energy appeared in his body, just like before. This couldn't be called a phenomenon anymore. It was called strange. This is too strange. Why didn't this happen when I was advancing? Why is it happening now? Eteonyan frowned. He had not expected this to happen. After thinking about it many times, he felt that it would at most fail and not form a second energy cluster. This meant that he had to continue absorbing the elixirs, but he didn't know how many times he had to absorb them to cause a worldly phenomenon and then succeed. Do I need 3 portions of ingredients? Eteonyan thought for a while, and could only think so. Otherwise, why couldn't he advance? He could only store them in his body, and couldn't cause any kind of change. He stood up and walked out of the room. As soon as he walked out, he ran into Zi, Shuiwei, and the others. She asked curiously, "Guesty, what's wrong? Didn't you say you were going to break through in seclusion?" "Well, there was a small accident. I'm not in a hurry to break through." Eteonyan made up a story casually. Why didn't he want to break through? He really wanted to break through, but the situation was so complicated that he could only make up an excuse. I see. A lot of preparation work is needed. It's not easy to advance. If you prepare well, you can increase the success rate by a lot. Zi Shuiwei answered very seriously. This made Eteonyan's face twitch. I think so too. Now I want to go to Violet Flame Star to find some treasures. I don't know if that's okay? Eteonyan asked. Of course. As long as it's not a forbidden area, you can go anywhere you want. But we've just settled the situation on the Violet Flame planet, and there are still many forces outside. It won't be easy for you to move. Zi Shuiwei thought for a while and said, in a month, they will all leave, and we won't open it to the outside world. It'll be much more convenient for you to move then. Those Divine Star Venerables who came in had paid the price. It would be too heartless to just chase them out. Besides, a month was not a long time, so they would wait for the time to pass. I don't want to wait any longer. They can look for themselves, and I'll look for mine. Eteonyan shrugged. It was impossible for him to hide from them. All right, if you get into a conflict with them, just tell them that you're a guest elder of the Purple Flame Tribe. If they don't even give you face, please come to us for help. Our Purple Flame Tribe might not be the strongest in this area, but we still have some say. Zishuiwe smiled. As our guest elder, we will do our best to protect you in this area. When Etianin heard that, he was really touched. This was equivalent to telling him that as long as he was in the Violet Flame Planet, he could do whatever he wanted. In the outside world, he could also use this name. The treatment given to him by the Purple Flame Tribe was really not bad. All right, if it's necessary, I'll tell them. Etianin smiled. After giving his instructions, he left the Purple Flame clan and flew out. As soon as he left, he immediately locked onto the area where the Supreme Flower was and sprinted over. He had to find the Divine Herb now, so he definitely wouldn't slow down. As expected, the Purple Flames aren't wreaking havoc outside. Etianin looked around. Basically, there weren't any purple flames coming out. It didn't mean that there weren't any purple flames, but they weren't as frequent as before. Some dangerous areas would still have purple flames, which were equally dangerous. After looking around, his figure flickered, and he went straight to his destination. The area where the Supreme Flower was located wasn't far, and he could reach it after flying for a while. After arriving, he saw a purple forest in front of him. Towering trees covered a large area, and it was so densely packed that he couldn't see what was going on inside from the outside. However, he could see some Divine Star Venerables flying nearby, as if they were looking for something. Chapter 2354. There were many Divine Star Venerables in this forest. They were all searching for what they wanted at the last moment. There were many spiritual herbs on the Violet Flame Star, and many of them were precious. Not to mention the Supreme Grass. There were many spiritual herbs that could increase one's cultivation. For them, the Supreme Grass was something that could only be chanced upon, so they were quite happy to find ordinary spiritual herbs for cultivation. They had all come to the Violet Flame Star for this reason. There were many precious spiritual herbs here. Just from the fact that there were several divine herbs like the Supreme Flower here, one could imagine how rich the Violet Flame Star was. Etianin ignored them and headed straight for his destination in the forest. When they saw Etianin enter, they didn't bother to pay attention to him. As long as there was no conflict of interest, they wouldn't attack him directly. They had come here to search for spiritual herbs, not to kill people. Moreover, their cultivations weren't weak. If they really fought, it wouldn't be easy to deal with them. It's roughly in this direction. Etianin flew at high speed. Since there were no purple flames attacking him, his movements were much easier. However, purple flames would occasionally attack him from below. However, this wasn't a problem for him. He could easily block them. An occasional attack wasn't a problem, but if it was a frequent attack, it would really be fatal. As he flew, he soon arrived in front of a small hill. This small hill was covered in purple crystals. From the outside, it didn't look much different from other small hills. However, there was a supreme flower in the middle of this small hill. Etianin smashed his fist down. With a dong, a big hole was smashed open in the small hill. When he flew in, he immediately saw a purple bewitching flower leaning quietly against the side, absorbing the essence of heaven and earth. When Etianin rushed in, the originally quiet supreme flower suddenly emitted a dazzling purple light and shot countless purple light beams at Etianin. The terrifying power was comparable to the attack of a mid-late divine star venerate. This was the situation with normal divine herbs. As long as an enemy invaded its range, it would immediately attack. It would not sit still and wait for death to come, allowing others to plunder it. In his rage, extremely violent attacks bombarded Etianin, making it almost impossible for Etianin to dodge. However, Etianin had no intention of dodging. Instead, he charged forward, raised his fist, and smashed it against the light beams. Boom! An earth-shattering sound rang out. Purple light and 8-color divine light soared into the sky. It was extremely eye-catching. This was simply a battle between late-stage divine star venerables. The effects it brought were simply too shocking. Soon, the purple light disappeared, and Etienne's figure gradually became clear. He gripped the supreme flower tightly as his eyes lit up. I finally got a supreme flower. Without much difficulty, he easily obtained it. His cultivation was already heaven-defying to begin with, so the supreme flower of a late-stage divine, star venerable realm cultivator didn't mean much to him. As soon as he threw the supreme flower into his star ring, several figures suddenly flew over and surrounded the area he was in. Supreme flower. The eyes of the divine, star venerable powerhouses that flew over were filled with greed. They had all seen the supreme flower that Etienne had just stuffed in. They had come here with the hope of finding a divine herb. If they really couldn't pluck it, there was nothing they could do about it. Now that they had seen someone else pluck a supreme flower, how could they not be envious? Friend, may I know which force you are from? They flew down and started asking questions. At the same time, they observed the situation around them to see if there was anyone else nearby. Force? I don't belong to any force. Etienne glanced at them calmly and said, "If there's nothing else, please move aside. You're blocking my way." There were 5 mid-stage and late-stage divine, star venerable powerhouses in front of him. They formed a circle around him and surrounded him. It was obvious that they were powerhouses from a great family. If they could pay so many star venerable level treasures, they definitely wouldn't be weak. There's something, of course there's something. Gong Chung, who was the leader, smiled. We're from the Hidden Dragon Planet's Leitang clan. We're lacking a supreme flower. I wonder if you could give it to us? Of course, we won't treat you badly. We can offer you some things in exchange. What can you offer in exchange? The supreme grass or the supreme tree? Etienne said calmly. It just so happens that I'm also lacking the other 2 kinds. As long as you can take out a divine herb of the same level, I'll exchange with you. We don't have that, but we can exchange some of the spiritual herbs we pluck. Gong Chung extended his hand, and several spiritual herbs appeared in his hand. They were precious, but they weren't just a little bit inferior to the supreme flower. Do you think I'm a fool? Etienne's expression was calm. The spiritual herbs that the other party took out didn't surprise him. Of course you're not a fool. You're just a fool with good luck. Gong Chung laughed loudly and said with a gloomy expression, I'll give you 2 choices now. Either you exchange with us for the spiritual herbs, or you die here. Make your choice. If you exchange with us for the spiritual herbs, our Thunder Clan will take care of you in the future. Isn't this a good deal? Sorry, I'm not interested. Etienne had already expected this. Since they had surrounded him, it was clear that they were going to use forceful methods. Indeed, they were going to use forceful methods now. Even if you're not interested, you still have to be interested. Gong Chung walked over with a cold gaze. You're alone. Your luck is pretty good. You even managed to find such a precious supreme flower. Gong Chung had only come down to take a look. Since he discovered that Lin Yun was alone and had no backing, what was there for him to be afraid of? If Lin Yun was from one of the 10 great clans, he would have been more cautious. But things were different now. Lin Yun was just a wandering cultivator without any backing. What was there for him to be polite about? It seems like you're certain that I don't have any backing, Etienne said with a faint smile. Right, my backing is the Purple Flame race. Is that considered backing? Your backing is the Purple Flame race? Gong Chung was startled when he heard that. Then he burst out laughing. Why don't you find someone more trustworthy to lie to? The Purple Flame race is your backing? The Purple Flame race has always discriminated against outsiders. Why would they help you? Gong Chung and the others didn't believe him at all. This caused Etienne to shrug his shoulders and say, Since you don't believe me, there's nothing I can do. Of course we don't believe you. Who would believe the words of a fool? Gong Chung glared at Lin Yun with killing intent in his eyes. Attack! Chapter 2355. As soon as Gong Chung gave the order, the other 4 companions immediately took action. Previously, they had agreed to let Etienne make the choice. Who knew where the choice came from? They immediately attacked. Their movements were rather ruthless as they went straight for Etienne's head. As for Gongcheng, he watched closely from the side to prevent other forces from charging in. No matter which of the three divine medicines, they could make a divine, Star Venerable, go crazy. This was a divine medicine that could help a divine, Star Venerable break through. Who would be willing to let it go? Since that's the case, then don't blame me. Tianyun suddenly smiled. He stomped his feet and turned into a stream of light that charged in all directions. Boom! A late-stage divine, Star Venerable cultivator was blown up with a single punch. The first, boom. The second, boom. The third, Tianyun blew up a divine, Star Venerable powerhouse with one punch. It was not difficult at all. He did not even give the other party a chance to react before he blew them up. Open. The remaining one roared angrily. A sixth-grade star Dharma idol, Lei Minglong, appeared behind him. An incomparably huge thunder dragon attached itself to his body. Crackling sounds of lightning immediately appeared on his body, looking rather astonishing and domineering. His physical strength had been greatly enhanced. It could be said that he was a rather astonishing and terrifying existence. Not only his speed, but also his strength had been greatly enhanced, especially the lightning on the surface of his body. If touched, one would definitely be electrocuted, and this was only for others. For Tianyun, it was still a matter of one punch. Explode. Tianyun sneered. He did not even display the Star Dharma idol. He still punched down and blew up this cultivator, turning him into a bloody mist that dissipated. This level of power scared Gongcheng out of his wits. His companion's cultivation was not weaker than his. Who knew that they would all be blown up by Tianyun with one punch? Was this still the power of a rogue cultivator? How? How is this possible? Gongcheng was so frightened that he retreated. However, he quickly calmed down and said angrily, "Do you know who you killed? Didn't I kill someone from your Leitang clan?" Tianyun knew what Gongcheng wanted to ask. Gongcheng wanted to use his family's influence to pressure him. This was an old trick that he had heard so many times that his ears had grown calluses. You still dare to do such a thing? Our Thunder Clan will not let you off. Don't think that you can be arrogant just because you have a bit of power. Our Thunder Clan has several Heavenly Star Supremes. Leave behind the Supreme Flower, and I'll leave your corpse intact. Gongcheng said coldly. Leave me an intact corpse? Step by step, Tianyun walked towards Gongcheng and smiled faintly. In that case, I won't leave your corpse intact. The words you people from the great clans are really disgusting. Saying such words, you want me to surrender without putting up a fight? Even if I have to risk my life and kill a few more people as scapegoats, I won't die in vain. Furthermore, I have never thought of dying and am not afraid of your Thunder Clan. If you're not afraid, then die. Gongcheng roared furiously. Suddenly, he unleashed his full strength, unleashing his strongest combat prowess. Thunder Minglong also appeared behind him as he charged towards Tianyun. He was indeed worthy of being a captain. His combat prowess was much stronger than the others, especially the lightning flickering on his body. He was simply a heaven-defying existence. However, this was meaningless. To other late-stage divine star venerates, he was considered a rather valiant existence. Before Tianyun, there was no longer any difference in strength. Boom! Gongcheng punched over. Their Thunder Clan was most proud of their physique. Only in close combat could they erupt with their strongest combat prowess. However, this punch was easily received by Tianyun. Tianyun grabbed Gongcheng's fist and said indifferently, "This is your strength? The power of thunder isn't bad, but to me, it's still lacking." Gongcheng's pupils constricted. His full-strength punch actually did not cause any damage to Tianyun. It merely left a little charred mark on Tianyun's palm. "It's my turn." Tianyun dragged Gongcheng over and smashed him into the ground. With a boom, a huge pit was smashed open in the hard ground. A large area of the purple trees in the surroundings collapsed, causing thick smoke to billow. Gongcheng's bones were all shattered. He was only left with half a breath of life. At this moment, a beam of light flew out of his body and rapidly disappeared into the horizon. Cough, 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 you're dead. The Thunder Clan will not let you off. Gong Chung had not even finished speaking when Tianyin lifted him up by the head and started searching his soul. He extracted all of Gong Cheng's memories to see how strong the Thunder Clan was. After a moment, Gong Cheng's eyes widened. He wanted to say something, but he could not even speak. Why do you think I left you alive? I just wanted to take a look at your clan situation, Tianyin said indifferently. After a careful inspection, you're only SOSO. If your Thunder Clan comes for revenge, I'll kill as many as you come. Here, he was equivalent to a bachelor. Who would know which region he came from? As long as he did not say it, no one would know that he came from the Scarlet Moon planet. At present, the only one who knew was the Wu clan. However, this was not a big deal. Given the Wu clan situation, they probably would not give him up. Moreover, he had a backer now. What was he afraid of? Most importantly, when he broke through to the Heavenly Star Supremacy, would he still be afraid of the Thunder Clan? After finishing his words, Tianyin crushed Gong Cheng's head and looked at the dissipating light in the sky. Sending a message? Automatically sending a message when in danger. This is not a bad method. That beam of light just now was a kind of message. It had transmitted the situation here and informed the Thunder Clan of the situation here. He believed that the Thunder Clan would very soon send people to intercept him outside and wait for him to go out. I wonder if the Purple Flame Clan will still stand by my side when the time comes. Tianyun's eyes flickered. Sometimes he could tell if the other party was treating him sincerely or not. However, speaking of which, he had previously promised the Wu clan that he would not join any faction. Now that he had become a foreign chamberlain of the Purple Flame Clan, in theory, he did not join any faction. A foreign chamberlain was equivalent to a guest. He could just move around freely. He was not tied to the same place and would not be as strict as joining. He did not think too much and changed his target to the Paragon Tree again. Just this Paragon Tree was enough for him to collect the 3 great divine herbs. If he succeeded, he would be able to break through to the Heavenly Star Supremacy cultivation. Compared to having a backer, becoming stronger was far more important. As long as he became stronger, he would not have to be afraid of anything. Swish! Chapter 23:56. The Tree of Supremacy and the Flower of Supremacy were also very tricky. The Tree of Supremacy was even trickier than the Flower of Supremacy. One couldn't tell that it was a Tree of Supremacy from the outside. It was just an ordinary tree. Therefore, the Tree of Supremacy could be said to be the most difficult medicine to find. This was only to others. To Tianyun, it wasn't difficult at all. Through the detection eye, he immediately found the area where the Tree of Supremacy was. It wasn't far from him. Soon, Tianyun arrived at the area where the Tree of Supremacy was. This area was similar to the area where the Flower of Supremacy was. They were all huge purple trees. The environment here was actually pretty much the same. It was mainly affected by the purple flames. If one wanted to survive here, there basically had to be these giant trees. As for the other spiritual medicines, they also survived in this form. They were also purple in color, and they hid themselves quite well. Of course, no matter how well they hid themselves, they couldn't hide themselves as well as the Tree of Supremacy. Without the detection eye, I wouldn't even know that the tree in front of me is the Tree of Supremacy. Tianyun looked down from afar and saw that one of the inconspicuous purple trees was the Tree of Supremacy. From the outside, it didn't look any different from the other giant trees. Be it the patterns or the aura, they were all the same. It was very difficult to find it just by sensing it. Under normal circumstances, if a cultivator wanted to find the Tree of Supremacy, they would have to bombard the entire forest. The only thing that could survive was the Tree of Supremacy. Of course, the Tree of Supremacy could run away. It wouldn't really let itself be beaten up. By the time someone swept through the forest to find it, it would have already escaped. It would run away immediately if it was slightly sensitive, and its speed was quite shocking. Tianyun wasn't worried that the Tree of Supremacy would run away. No matter how it ran, it couldn't escape from his detection eye. Unless it left this area, he would find it. Then, he flew down and pretended that he was just passing by. As expected, when he got close to the Tree of Supremacy, the Tree of Supremacy ignored him. It only thought that he was a normal cultivator that was just passing by. If he suddenly ran away, it would be no different from exposing himself. When he got close to the Supreme Tree, he suddenly grabbed it and fiercely grabbed it. When it grabbed onto the giant tree, the Tree of Supremacy shook violently, as if it didn't expect Tianyin to discover it. At this moment, the Supreme Tree made a buzzing sound, and its body completely fell off. A golden light burst out and quickly drilled into the ground. It was like a cicada shedding its carapace. It easily escaped from the purple tree's body and burrowed into the ground. Tianyin had already expected this. He stretched out his hand and clenched it, forcefully stopping the Supreme Tree that was trying to drill down. Still want to escape? Tianyin fiercely dragged the Paragon Tree. The Paragon Tree wriggled crazily like a huge living fish, trying to break free from his hand. But in its current state, how could it possibly struggle free? If he could break free like this, then he really didn't want to live in this world anymore. Seeing that it couldn't struggle free, the Supreme Tree could only swing its trunk. The roots under the ground quickly wrapped around Tianyin, wanting to wrap him up like a dumpling. Tianyin snorted coldly and fiercely pulled the Supreme Tree forward. With a boom, it was as if he was holding a huge stick and smashed it forward, creating a deep ravine on the ground. Then he smashed it to the side, creating another deep ravine. He didn't give the Supreme Tree a chance to react at all. He kept smashing forward, wanting to knock the Supreme Tree out and make a compromise. Under the continuous attacks, even the Supreme Tree was unable to withstand such a berserk power. The roots that had just wrapped around the Supreme Tree were completely useless. They were easily torn away by Tianyin, while he himself stood there without moving at all. Finally, after smashing more than 100 times, the Supreme Tree completely withered. The originally straight trunk became soft now. If he continued smashing it, it would probably explode. Let's see if he can still be arrogant this time. Tianyin put away the Supreme Tree and sealed it perfectly. It was a little more difficult than subduing the Supreme Flower, but it was just a little more difficult. It was just like a warm-up exercise for Tianyin. Friend, the Supreme Tree is not bad. Give it to us, and we'll spare your life. At this moment, a discordant voice came from the side. 6 people landed from the side and surrounded the area he was in, not letting him escape. Tianyin glanced at them. He wasn't surprised. Since the Purple Flame tribe opened up to the outside world, many big families would come to search for treasures. Basically, many areas would have Divine Star Venerables roaming around. If there was any movement, they would naturally fly over check. Seeing that there was only Tianyin, they immediately became more courageous. Another blind person came to steal my things, and you want to spare my life? Tianyin looked at them and said disdainfully, previously, there's a Latang family that wanted to keep me, but I kept them. I wonder which family you are from. You kept the Latang family? Ha, what a joke. I was just greeting them just now, but you told me to keep them. Even if you want to brag, you should check thoroughly first. Okay? Dao Mingde, who was the leader, laughed coldly. He felt that Tianyin was lying. Tianyin said calmly, they were just killed by me just now. It's normal for you to greet them before this. Oh, right. I'm a guest elder of the Purple Flame tribe. If you want to find trouble with me, you can ask the Purple Flame tribe. What a joke. Lying isn't enough, and now you're telling me a second lie. Dao Mingde looked at him with a pitiful gaze and laughed coldly. None of you can deceive anyone. If you want to scare us away, you should at least come up with a more believable lie. Okay? Seems like none of you believe me. It's really hard. These days, no one will believe you even if you tell the truth. Tianyin said calmly. You guys are too slow in grasping information. This all happened just now, so it's normal that you guys don't know anything about it. But since it's come to this, I'll just treat it as you guys giving me some star energy. After all, breaking through to the heavenly star supremacy requires a lot of star energy. Without star energy, I really can't advance any further. Eteonian looked at them, as if he were looking at a bunch of fat pigs, ready to slaughter them. Another joke. Do you really think that you can break through to the heavenly star supremacy just because you obtained the tree of supremacy? Dao Mingda shook his head, looking at them as if they were country bumpkins. You guys don't know anything, but you're still acting arrogant in front of me. Go on, kill him. I can't be bothered to talk to him anymore. I don't want to communicate with a liar. They really thought that Eteonian was a liar, just like the Leitang family. Chapter 23:57. Dao Mingda couldn't be bothered to communicate with Eteonian anymore. In his opinion, Eteonian was a liar through and through. Since that was the case, he couldn't be bothered to communicate with Eteonian anymore. Killing him wouldn't cause any trouble anyway. His companions quickly surrounded him, each of them giving their all. After all, Eteonian was a late-stage divine, star venerable, so they still had to treat him seriously. It's just that their serious attitude is useless to Eteonian. Boom! Eteonian didn't even use his weapon. He just rushed up and gave him a good beating, blowing up all the divine, star venerates that surrounded him. It wasn't difficult at all. This scene was the same as when he faced the Leitang clan. The divine star venerates that surrounded him were blown up first, leaving Dao Mingda alone. How can you be so strong? Dao Mingda was dumbfounded. He never expected Eteonian to be so terrifying. It's your turn now. Eteonian walked towards Dao Mingda step by step with a cold glint in his eyes. I am from the Beifeng clan, one of the top 10 clans. You're dead meat if you dare kill someone from the Beifeng clan. Dao Mingda was rather confident. He thought that with the Beifeng clan as his backing, the other party wouldn't do anything to him. Are disciples of big clans all so arrogant and despotic? That's what the Leitang clan said previously. At this time, you're even using your backing to scare people. Do you think there's any point in doing so? Eteonian approached him step by step. Dao Mingda's heart trembled. It seemed like Eteonian's words were all true. This meant that the Leitang clan had been destroyed, and he might still be a guest of the Purple Flame clan. They had really kicked an iron plate this time. Why, even if you're a guest of the Purple Flame clan, you're just a guest. If you dare to make a move again, the Beifeng clan will definitely destroy you. Dao Mingda refused to bow down and chose to threaten to protect himself. However, the more he did this, the more displeased Eteonian felt. Is that so? Then I'll wait for the Beifeng clan to come and destroy me. Eteonian snorted coldly and stomped on the ground. He turned into a hurricane and charged over. Before Dao Mingda could react, he was sent flying by Eteonian's punch. He smashed onto the ground and almost died. Eteonian lifted Dao Mingda's head up again and started to search his soul. He was not afraid of the Beifeng clan, but he had to at least know the situation of the Beifeng clan. After checking for a while, he crushed Dao Mingda's head. Dao Mingda didn't even have the chance to say his last words. Since they dared to snatch his treasure, they must pay the price of death. After killing Dao Mingda, a beam of light shot out. Just like before, it went back to report the news. Eteonian's gaze swept across, and the divine, star venerable powerhouses in the distance shrank back. They all saw the scene before them. Even the powerhouses of the Beifeng clan were killed, let alone them. They didn't have the guts to take the supreme tree or the supreme flower. However, they looked at Eteonian as if they were looking at a dead man. How could he survive after provoking the Beifeng clan? They could just send a heavenly star supremacy to suppress him to death. Unless Eteonian broke through to the heavenly star supremacy, he would definitely die. However, breaking through to the heavenly star supremacy was easier said than done. The price he had to pay was huge, and he needed even more time. In their opinion, by the time the Beifeng clan swarmed over, Eteonian wouldn't have broken through to the heavenly star supremacy. Even if he raised his cultivation level, it would be meaningless. After all, he still had to raise his cultivation level. Both of these required a lot of resources and time. Now that the news had been spread, the Bayphone clan would probably rush over soon. How could he escape then? When Tianyun saw that no one was coming to find trouble with him, his figure flashed, and he flew towards the Purple Flame clan. Now that he had collected 3 types of divine herbs, he definitely had to absorb them to raise his cultivation level. When he returned to the Purple Flame clan, many people didn't know what was going on. Tianyun had just left not long ago. Now that he had returned, no one knew what was going on. However, they didn't know that Tianyun had only gone for a short while, and he had already picked 2 divine herbs. No one would believe him if he told them about this. If the Z-Gold Dragon and the others knew about this, who knew if they would let him do as he pleased? With this ability, wouldn't he take away all the divine herbs in the future? The Purple Flame clan could have been self-sufficient. Now that they didn't have any, it would be embarrassing. Returning to his seclusion room, Tianyun took out the 3 divine herbs and prepared to stuff them into his mouth. After a while, the 3 divine herbs became an elixir. It looked golden and dazzling, and it was quite tempting. I hope I can successfully break through this time. Otherwise, it would be really troublesome. How can there be so many divine herbs nearby? Tianyun shook his head. Currently, there are basically no divine herbs left in the Purple Flame clan. The Purple Flame Star was rich in resources, but it wasn't to the extent where divine herbs could be found everywhere. Immediately, he stuffed the 3 divine herbs into his mouth. This was the 3rd batch of divine herbs. If this didn't work, he would really want to vomit blood. Most importantly, if he didn't succeed, he would really want to vomit blood. This was 3 batches of godly medicine, not 1. Other people could have a chance to break through with 1 batch of divine herbs, but he had 3 batches. If he failed, he would directly lose 3 batches of divine herbs. One could imagine how uncomfortable it would be. When the 3rd batch of divine herbs entered his stomach, another ball of energy appeared in his body. This time, there were 3 balls of energy. At this time, the 3 balls of energy suddenly fused and formed a ball of energy. Then it gradually entered his body. Unknowingly, his body produced a very strange feeling. Did I successfully break through? Tianyun was stunned. There was no tribulation or anything like that. It was very smooth. He successfully broke through just like that. There was no difficulty at all. This situation shocked him. Other people tried their best, but still couldn't break through. But after absorbing 3 batches of divine herbs, he broke through so easily, there was not even the slightest fluctuation. He successfully broke through just like that. This was really surprising, but it was enough that he could break through. He couldn't be bothered to find out why. Let me familiarize myself with the situation first. Tianyun carefully felt the higher-grade unique Star Dharma idol. He wanted to see how strong it would be. Previously, every time he broke through a grade, he could get an additional attribute. What kind of attribute would he get this time? At the same time, the Bayphone clan and the Thunder clan quickly rushed over from all directions and killed their way to the Purple Flame Star. The 2 great clans personally came, and each had a heavenly star supremacy. With such a big lineup, they really had to come out to welcome them. May I know why the 2 of you have come? The Purple Gold Dragon was not afraid of them. If they really fought, the Purple Flame Tribe was not afraid of anyone. Patriarch Purple, I want to find him. I think he should still be in the Purple Flame Star. The Thunder Supremacy took out a projection and projected Tianyun's appearance for the Purple Gold Dragon to see clearly. It's him? The Purple Gold Dragon was stunned. He never thought it would be Tianyun. Chapter 2358. The Purple Gold Dragon had thought that the Purple Flame Tribe had offended some family. Although he wasn't afraid, he wanted to avoid a war if he could. Who knew that the one who had offended them was Tianyun, the Purple Flame Tribe's foreign chamberlain. This made him a little confused. How did he offend the 2 great families? Yes, I have. What did he do? The Purple Gold Dragon didn't say that Tianyun was his foreign chamberlain. He wanted to clarify the situation first. Big trouble. Our clansmen were digging for treasures on the Purple Flame planet, but they were killed. He even stole our divine medicine. That's right. He also snatched this divine medicine from the hands of our Bayphone clan. These two great supreme beings didn't even bat an eyelid when they told lies. They made up stories without any pressure at all. Are you saying that he stole the godly medicine from your hands? The purple gold dragon had a strange expression. They had given him a divine medicine as compensation. Logically speaking, Etionyan couldn't have stolen their divine medicine. Yes, Patriarch Z. I know he should still be inside. Please capture him, or let us go down and capture him. We will also pay you the entrance fee. The two of them were very anxious to capture Etionyan. They didn't just want to capture him. They also wanted the divine medicine. He was dead, and he couldn't come back to life. They should at least take the divine medicine, right? You said he stole the divine medicine. Do you have any proof? The purple gold dragon asked solemnly. Proof? What proof is needed? He stole it. The Thunder Supremes were a little confused. They didn't know why the purple gold dragon was asking in such detail. Could it be that Patriarch Z is related to you? The North Peak Supreme squinted. He felt that something was wrong. That's right. He is our foreign chamberlain. If you want to capture him, you must have proof. Without proof, we won't let him go. Moreover, you must have sent a lot of people in. How could you kill them all? The purple gold dragon's expression was indifferent. He didn't give them any face. They were stunned. No one had expected Etionyan to be a foreign chamberlain of the Purple Flame tribe. This was very surprising to him. Guest Elder? Clan Leader Z, you clearly don't want to let him out? Aren't the words of our two supreme martial artists sufficient evidence? Regardless of the evidence, he has offended our two great families. No matter what the reason is, he must be severely punished by us. The two of them wanted to play hard, not soft. Could it be that the pressure of two great clans was inferior to that of a guest official? What was a guest elder? It was not like they were elders. At most, their status was slightly higher than that of ordinary disciples. They didn't believe that Zi Jinlong would become enemies with the two great clans for Etionyan. I've said it before, I want evidence. If he snatched your divine medicine, then I can ignore it. But correspondingly, if you can't produce any evidence, then I'm sorry. He's our guest elder. No one can touch him. The purple gold dragon's attitude was extremely firm. Moreover, even if he really did snatch it, as long as he stays in our Purple Yin tribe and is our foreign delegate, you can't touch him. Whoever touches him will become our enemy. If he goes out and dies outside, we can ignore it. But if he dies here, we can't touch him. The two of you, if you search for treasures here, you can only rely on your own abilities to obtain the treasures. If you can't protect the treasures, you can only blame yourself for not being strong enough. Do you understand? The purple gold dragon's attitude could be said to be rather overbearing. He didn't give face to the two supreme martial artists at all. He was determined to protect Etionyan. However, as he said, if Etionyan really snatched their divine medicine, he wouldn't pursue it even if Etionyan left this place and died outside. However, if he didn't snatch the divine medicine, but the other party snatched it and he really died outside, he would definitely pursue it to the end. If that wasn't the case, where would the dignity of the Purple Yin tribe be? The two supreme martial artists' faces turned ugly. They never thought that the purple gold dragon would be so protective of Etionyan. Could it be that Etionyan had done something in the Purple Yin tribe? As for evidence, they naturally couldn't bring it out. They only saw their subordinates being killed when they tried to snatch Etionyan's divine medicine. They didn't see Etionyan snatching their divine medicine. What evidence could they bring out? From the looks of it, they probably wouldn't be able to capture Etionyan easily. They were shaken by the purple gold dragon's unyielding attitude. However, the two supreme martial artists were really unwilling to retreat just like that. If news of this spread, wouldn't they lose all their face? Patriarch Purple, are you determined to protect this murderer? The Thunder Supremacy said coldly. Murderer? I said, please bring out evidence. The purple gold dragon didn't back down. He looked at the Thunder Supremacy coldly and said, if you don't have evidence, don't speak nonsense. I'm a supreme martial artist. Why would I lie? The Thunder Supremacy said angrily. Let's put it this way. Our two great clans want him. If you don't hand him over, don't blame us for being impolite. Can the Purple Flame tribe bear the wrath of our two great clans? Of course. The Purple Gold Dragon didn't even think as he snorted coldly. The Purple Flame tribe has never been afraid of anyone. If you really want to fight, the Purple Flame tribe will accompany you anytime. The Purple Gold Dragon was rather domineering. He wasn't afraid of the two great clans at all. Their faces turned even uglier. They hadn't expected that their words would be useless. Was the Purple Gold Dragon that unyielding? Or was Eteonyun that important to the Purple Flame tribe? However, it had to be said that Eteonyun was indeed that important. He could help them resolve the crisis. How could he not be important? If they were to throw Eteonyun out just like that, wouldn't they be disappointed? The Purple Flame tribe wouldn't do that. Since they had helped them, they wouldn't give up on Eteonyun. It seems like this battle is unavoidable. The Thunder Supremacy's eyes flickered with lightning. He wasn't going to let the matter rest either. He wouldn't leave just like that. His reputation was more important than anything else. The North Peak Supremacy was the same. Their eyes flickered with a cold light. Perhaps this was an opportunity to attack the Purple Flame tribe together. At this moment, a voice rang out. Good skills. Your cultivation is strong, and your ability to distort the truth isn't bad either. The figure that had appeared was naturally Eteonyun. How could he sit idly by when faced with such a situation? However, he hadn't expected the Purple Gold Dragon to treat him this way. It was really touching. Regardless of the reason, the fact that he could offend two great clans was enough to move him. It's you. The two Supremacy's eyes flashed coldly, filled with killing intent. That's right, it's me. Eteonyun flew over and clasped his hands. Many thanks for the Purple Flame tribe's protection. Fortunately, justice is in our hands. You can take a look at the details. Eteonyun raised his hand and a crystal flew up. Very quickly, an image was projected. In general, it was the members of the North Peak clan and the Thunder clan fighting over his godly medicine. It was that simple. I wonder who's fighting over who this time? Eteonyun's lips curled into a cold smile as he swept his gaze forward. Chapter 23:59. When Eteonyun revealed the truth, it was really a slap in the face. Moreover, it was a slap in the face of the two Supremes. Eteonyun knew that this would happen. Some forces were shameless and would distort the truth. Under such circumstances, he had to be on guard. Hence, he would use the recording crystal to record the entire process and slap the other party in the face. When the two Supremes saw it clearly, their faces turned ugly. Neither of them expected that Eteonyun would have a record. It was exactly the same as the record they had obtained. When the Purple Gold Dragon saw it, his face became even more gloomy. I wonder how the two of you will explain this? Who's robbing who now? It's fine to frame others, but if you frame our guest chamberlain, then it won't be so easy to resolve. Fake, it's completely fake. The Lightning Supremes flew into a rage. It's definitely fake. This kind of projection can be faked. Not only did you steal the divine medicine, but you also faked a projection. You're really scheming. The Lightning Supremes had gone all the way to the dark side. They refused to admit that they had a problem even if they died. Instead, they pushed the blame onto Eteonyun. Fake. You two Supremes don't even want your face anymore. What a joke. Eteonyun shook his head and said indifferently, "This time, I've seen it for myself. Even if one breaks through to the Supreme Being level, his face will also improve. At the Supreme Being level, everything is reversed." Eteonyun's words made the two great Supremes even angrier. They reached out and grabbed Eteonyun's arm. "Shut up." The Purple Gold Dragon punched over and easily shattered the void. He said angrily, "What are the two of you trying to do? Are you trying to steal him?" The Purple Gold Dragon's long purple hair fluttered in the wind. Indistinctly, the Purple Gold Dragon's Star Dharma idol erupted from his back. He planned to fight with the two Supremes of Heavenly Star. When the Purple Gold Dragon was angry, he was quite ferocious. It should be said that when the Purple Flame race was angry, they would beat up whoever their opponent was. "We're not trying to steal him. We just want to capture him. His mouth is full of lies, We must capture him and bring him back. The Thunder Supremacy said coldly, if Clan Leader Z tries to stop us, then we won't be polite. Sovereign Thunder waved his hand, and a group of Divine Star Venerables surged forward, ready to attack at any time. It wasn't just the Thunder Clan's side. Even the North Peak Clan side had a large number of Divine Star Venerables rush over, ready to fight at any time. But this was not the main point. What was even more shocking was yet to come. Soon after, another 2 Heavenly Star Supremes charged out. They were the Supremes of the Thunder Clan and the North Peak Clan. Their cultivation bases were slightly lower at the early phase of the Heavenly Star Supremes. But now, there were 4 Heavenly Star Supremes. It could be said that they had taken out the capital of the 2 great clans. Yet, they had sent out so many experts just to ask for a person. It seemed that the situation was not right. How generous. I'm afraid you've been plotting against our Violet Flame Star for a long time. The Purple Gold Dragon's eyes were cold. He wasn't afraid of them. Clan Leader Z, we just want to seek justice for our subordinates. As long as you hand over that kid, we'll leave immediately. If you don't hand him over, then we can only fight. Sovereign Thunder's eyes were cold, and he had no intention of backing down. At that moment, the North Peak Clan shouted to the side, Wu Clan's clan leader, are you still not going to show up? At that moment, the Wu Clan's clan leader appeared one after another. Tianyun was stunned. He didn't expect the Wu Clan's clan leader to appear, as well as Wu Yang and Wu Wanxin. He didn't expect to see them here. He really didn't know what to say. When they saw Tianyun, their expressions were very complicated. It seemed that they didn't expect Tianyun to be here. Sigh, I didn't expect you, little friend. Wu Yanan sighed, then said to the North Peak Clan, we choose to withdraw from this battle. Our Wu Clan is indebted to this little friend, so we won't interfere. Clan Leader Wu, this is a breach of contract. The North Peak Supreme's eyes darkened. He didn't expect such an outcome. Breach of contract? I only promised before. I didn't say that I would definitely participate in the battle. Wu Yuanan said indifferently. Is there a problem? No problem. The North Peak Supremes snorted coldly. Then I hope you won't regret it. Don't worry. The Wu Clan never regrets anything. Wu Yuanan waved his hand and snorted coldly, not caring about his threat at all. All right then. The North Peak Supremes looked to the side and signaled for Thunder Supremes to make a move. Thunder Supremes nodded and shouted to the side. Zhang Clan's clan leader, you can appear now. At that moment, a group of people appeared again. They also brought along 2 Heavenly Star Supremes, all of whom were extremely powerful. This time, 6 Heavenly Star Supremes appeared. If the Wu Clan was included, there would be 8 Heavenly Star Supremes. One had to admit that this was quite a terrifying move. They had already done so much. If they still wanted to hold Tianyun accountable, it would be too unreasonable. How was this holding Tianyun accountable? It was completely an excuse to swallow up the Purple Flame Clan. Everything was just an excuse. Tianyun did not have the power to invite so many Heavenly Star Supremes. By using this excuse, they would be able to attack with justifiable justification. Sometimes, a deceptive excuse could kill a clan. Tianyun's eyes turned cold. These guys were using him as a tool. However, the Wu Clan did not disappoint him. Perhaps they did not step forward to help him, but at least they retreated. This was already giving him face. As a Divine Star Supremacy, he had some value to the Heavenly Star Supremes. However, his value was definitely not significant. He knew that if he had not saved Wu Wanxin and Wu Yang, Wu Yuanan would not have given up and left. Kindness should be repaid. This Wu Clan was not bad. However, in the face of such a situation, the Wu Clan could only choose to remain neutral and not get involved. Otherwise, the wrath of the Wu Clan would not be extinguished so easily. It's been a long time since I've come out. Even the patriarch of the Purple Flame Clan has changed. Fighting Sky Supreme smiled as he sized up the Purple Gold Dragon. Let those old fellows come out. Kid, you're still too weak. These were all big shots with late-stage Heavenly Star Supremes. Otherwise, they would not have had the confidence to attack. No need to say more. We're out. The two supremes of the Purple Flame clan appeared one after another. Both of them looked calm and did not feel angry because of their encirclement. I wonder how long you've been preparing. If there are any other experts, just call them out. The Purple Flame clan will receive them. Not bad. After so many years of planning, you finally can't hold it in anymore? The two supreme beings mocked and ridiculed them, as if they weren't the least bit surprised by their appearance. Chapter 2360. With so many families surrounding them, it could be said that the Purple Flame tribe was in a crisis. There were so many Sky Star Supremes. Excluding the Wu family, there were a total of 6 Sky Star Supremes. Among them, 3 were late-stage Sky Star Supremes, and the rest were either early-stage or mid-stage. If the Wu family joined in, it would be even more terrifying. There would be a total of 8 Sky Star Supremes. At that time, even if the Purple Flame tribe was very powerful, they wouldn't be able to face 8 Sky Star Supremes, right? Now, just facing 6 Sky Star Supremes alone would be very taxing. The 3 Sky Star Supremes of the Purple Flame tribe had solemn expressions. This was an extremely serious matter. The current situation was definitely not about Etianyan. Etianyan is just an excuse to help them move out. However, if there was no Etianyan today, someone else would appear tomorrow. In short, that person would find an excuse to attack the Purple Flame tribe. This felt a little superfluous. Couldn't they just attack directly? Why find an excuse? In fact, it was to be more justifiable. The bigger the power, sometimes they needed an excuse to attack. For example, the excuse they found now was very good. It was to seek justice for their disciple. If word of this got out, many cultivators would want to join them. After all, the act of protecting the disciples under them was quite touching. If it was clearly to snatch the treasure, this reason would be simple and crude, but it would give many cultivators a domineering feeling. In this way, some cultivators wouldn't want to join these families. Or perhaps some families would be more repelled by these families and would be a little more vigilant. Targeting the Purple Flame tribe, Etianyan seemed to understand something. The Purple Flame tribe seemed to have some special treasure that attracted the attention of so many families. After the 2 Purple Flame tribe supremes spoke, the North Peak Supremes didn't refute them. Instead, their eyes were filled with greed. We don't mean that. As long as you hand over that kid, we will leave immediately. It's that simple, said the North Peak Supremes indifferently. I don't think you will leave, even if we hand over guest E, right? The Purple Gold Dragon's expression was cold. He didn't believe that they would keep their promise. If they really handed him over, they might come up with some reason. If you want to incriminate someone, you can always find a pretext. Moreover, he wouldn't hand him over. We'll keep our promise. How could we not leave? The North Peak exult, and the others laughed. Their words sounded extremely sincere. Do you think I will believe you? The Purple Gold Dragon snorted. In the end, it's for our race's treasure. What's the point of all this nonsense? If you want to fight, just fight. Don't talk so much. After saying that, Z Golden Dragon sent Etianyan a message. Guest E, when the fight starts, take the opportunity to leave. This is our race's. It has nothing to do with you. Now that you're involved, it's our mistake. The Purple Gold Dragon even apologized to Etianyan through divine sense transmission, which was rare and valuable. The key thing was that the Purple Gold Dragon didn't think that Etianyan was the one who caused the trouble. If they didn't know that they dragon, they would. Many years. Hey, this has nothing to do with you. Since I am the Purple Flame tribe's guest elder, I will not leave. I will fight you to the end. Etianyan said coldly. These people want to use me as an excuse to attack you. I will not sit back and do nothing. It's not my style to not demand a price for something that has wronged me. Haha, interesting. You have to be careful. After this battle, you will be the Purple Flame tribe's most important guest elder. The Purple Gold Dragon laughed. Etianyan didn't leave. That was enough for him to admire. After the Purple Gold Dragon finished, the Supreme's eyes were filled with killing intent. Their auras surged and the space around them distorted. Since you insist on not handing him over, don't blame us for being impolite. The North Peak Supremes waved his hand and said coldly, "Attack. Flatten the Purple Flame tribe. Kill." Even the Thunder Supremes didn't have it. Gather. Simmer. Infiltrate. Phosphorescence. Hide. The Book of Fierce Pong Huai. Kissing and rubbing. Sun. Fundamental H. The moth is easy to chew. The swan blows to welcome his own wife. Far away to warn the vicious. Pop. The old hole in the Kong bed recuperation. Say copy if the Wu family was involved. It would be even more shocking. But now, the Wu family had chosen to leave and stay far away. Brother, Wu Yong clenches fists. He wanted to rush over and save Yi Tianyun, but he did not have the qualifications to do so. Wu Wanxin bit her lips. She did not expect things to turn out this way. Not long after Yi Tianyun left, he was embroiled in the affairs of the Purple Flame clan. Brother, we've already done our best. Wu Wanxin sighed deeply. It was not that she was heartless, but this was something that had already been decided. They could only choose to watch from the side. The Wu family was not afraid of the three major families, but there was no need to start a conflict with the three major families for Yi Tianyun. They simply couldn't bear the losses, so they could only choose to remain neutral. Remaining neutral was already quite good. At least the three major families would remember this grudge. Wu Yong sighed deeply. When we faced danger, brother, it didn't run away, but now I can only watch from the side. Brother. Wu Wanxin also sighed. The situation back then was different from now. We now carry the fate of the entire family on our shoulders. We must not be impulsive. Wu Yuanan looked at Wu Yong for a moment, then looked at the Purple Flame clan in the distance, and said in a deep voice, "Wu Yong, you are the next clan leader. This is basically decided. I'll give you a choice now. Whether you choose to remain neutral or choose to support the Purple Flame clan, it's up to you to decide. As long as you give the order, we will immediately choose to support the Purple Flame clan and that young friend Yi Tianyun. Correspondingly, you can also choose to cooperate with the Beifeng family again. Everything is up to you." Wu Yuanan suddenly gave an important choice to Wu Yong to choose. It had to be said that this courage was quite amazing. This would affect the structure of the family. Under normal circumstances, the Wu family should cooperate with the other three families. The results would be very obvious, and they would have a high chance of earning benefits. Now that Wu Yuanan chose to remain neutral for Wu Yong, it was already rare and commendable. Now that Wu Yuanan chose to delegate power, it was even more unbelievable. Wu Yong looked at his father in surprise. Why did he suddenly throw this choice to him? Even if he was the next clan leader, at least not now. Chapter 2361. Wu Yong pondered for a moment and chose to support Yi Tianyun. This idea shocked Wu Wanxin. She hadn't expected that her brother would choose to support Yi Tianyun on a whim. Was he really acting on impulse? If he acted on impulse, it would easily lead to the destruction of the clan. Now, they had to face the three great clans. The pressure was unimaginable. Even though the Purple Yin clan wasn't weak, it would be difficult to deal with them if they worked together. If they weren't careful, they could cause serious injuries or even death. Of course, it wouldn't be easy to deal with the Purple Yin clan with the three great clans. The price to pay was unavoidable. The difference was only a matter of quantity. Hence, Wu Wanxin was very surprised when she heard her brother's choice. Give me a reasonable explanation. Wu Yuanan didn't act immediately. Even if he made such a choice, he had to give a reasonable explanation. Otherwise, wouldn't he be sending them to their deaths? Actually, I don't like to team up with other clans. Compared to other clans, the Purple Yin clan is more open and aboveboard. Besides, we might not necessarily lose. In terms of benefits, it's undoubtedly more appropriate to help the Purple Yin clan. Wu Yong thought for a moment and continued. Furthermore, it's a personal matter. Brother Yi saved me before, so I have to save him too. If possible, I can go alone. Wu Yong is determined to repay Yi Tianyun's kindness. Yi Tianyun had saved him and Wu Wanxin previously, and he still hadn't returned the favor. He could use his own name to save Yi Tianyun without implicating the clan. Although it wouldn't be of much use, At least it was a gesture of goodwill. With his current cultivation, going there would basically be suicide. With so many divine star venerables and heavenly star supremes, they were no different from cannon fodder. If they really fought, the other party wouldn't care whether Wu Yang was the Wu family's young master or not. This reason can barely be considered a reason. Actually, I don't like to team up with other clans. Wu Yuanan smiled. All right, we'll listen to your instructions. We'll side with the Purple Yin clan and fight them. No matter what the result is, this is our own choice. Wu Yuanan laughed heartily and flew toward the Purple Yin clan. Clan leader Z, the Wu family is here to help you. Wu Yuanan led everyone from the Wu family around and landed beside the Purple Flame tribe. Sorcerer clan leader, the Purple Gold Dragon paused for a moment before laughing out loud. All right, thank you, Sorcerer clan leader. He didn't stand on ceremony. It was definitely a good thing to have helpers. Shaman tribe leader, what do you mean by this? The faces of the North Peak exalt, and the others sank. They could forget about their decision to back out earlier. They wouldn't fuss about it anymore. Now that he was supporting the Purple Yin clan, things were different. It meant that he would rather stand on the opposite side than be with them. What else can I do? I just want to support the Purple Yin tribe. I don't have any other intentions. Wu Yuanan smiled faintly and said, right now, our two factions are dealing with your three factions. Even if there is a gap, it should not be too big, right? Wu Yuanan glanced at them. Actually, he did not want to be in the same group as them. He had only cooperated with them previously because he had no other choice. After thinking about it, he realized that there was no need for them to cooperate. Very good. The Thunder Supremacy snorted coldly. I really didn't expect Sorcerer Clan leader to have such a trick up his sleeve. Did you already decide to side with the Purple Yin tribe? That's why you deliberately made this choice. Choosing to side with them now is like sending charcoal in a snowstorm. You are really scheming. Ha ha ha. So what if I am, and so what if I am not? Wu Yuanan didn't bother to explain further. I just want to make it clear to the Purple Yin tribe leader that the Wu family is really scheming. You have to be careful. The Thunder Supremacy was trying to sow discord. Because it was sudden, he didn't want the two factions to cooperate so quickly. It was not bad to make the Purple Yin tribe suspicious. Sorry, I like this kind of help in a snowstorm. No matter how scheming you are still supporting the Purple Yin tribe. The Purple Gold Dragon laughed heartily, completely unconcerned. No matter what their intentions were, it was enough to help them. While they were arguing, Wu Yang had already come to Yi Tianyun's side. He smiled and said, Brother Yi, we are here to help you. Thank you very much, Brother Wu Yang. May I know why the Wu family changed their minds? Yi Tianyun was a little curious. If I said that they were an eyesore and wanted to save you at the same time, would you believe me? Wu Yang smiled. Of course I believe you. Yi Tianyun smiled. It seems like you really believe me? Wu Yang smiled. What's there to not believe? Whatever Brother Wu Yang says, it is. Yi Tianyun smiled and shifted his gaze to the front. He said indifferently, this battle won't be easy. Have you decided? Of course. We are already here. Do you think we have a chance to go back on our words? Wu Yang was also prepared for battle. That's true. But don't worry, we won't lose this battle. Yi Tianyun's eyes flickered. In his opinion, there was no such thing as failure. The North Peak Supremacy's eyes were cold. They were not in a hurry to make a move. After a while, the North Peak Supremacy smiled and said, It seems like it's about time. Come out, Azure Dragon family. Very quickly, there was a fluctuation in the void. Another group of experts appeared. Among them, there were also two supremacies. This meant that the other side had 8 Heavenly Star supremacies. Who would have thought that they still had a big clan hidden away? This was really surprising. I didn't expect the Azure Dragon family to come along. Wu Yuanan's eyes darkened. He didn't expect there to be a hidden force. I also didn't expect you to join the Purple Flame clan. The Azure Dragon Supremacy said indifferently. Originally, we wanted to wait for the Purple Flame clan to show their strength before choosing to come out. Who knew that we would have to come out before the battle started? This was indeed a trump card they had buried. Who knew that it would be revealed in advance? Now that the two great families were going up against the four great families, the pressure was really great. Father, it seems like we lost the bet. Wu Yong smiled bitterly. How could they fight against the four great families? Remember, don't give up easily until the last moment. Wu Yuanan's expression was calm. He didn't feel angry because of this. Even if you lose, don't regret it. If you stay with them, you will be swallowed by them sooner or later. Originally, they had formed an alliance to deal with the Purple Flame clan. Who knew that they would hide so much information? Under such circumstances, their situation wouldn't be any better in the future. Who knew if they would stab them in the back? Father, Wu Yang nodded heavily. The atmosphere of the battle became extremely stifling. Anyone with a discerning eye could tell that the four great families had a higher chance of winning. Chapter 23:62. A great battle was about to break out. The Purple Flame Tribe's members all wore solemn expressions, and the atmosphere was somber. If they could withstand it, the Purple Flame Tribe would be able to survive. If they couldn't resist, the Violet Flame Star would be devoured. The situation looked rather terrible. No one had expected such a great battle to break out at this time. This time, we are fighting for our honor. Zijin Long looked at the two previous clan leaders and said in a low voice, "If we can't win this time, then it will be my responsibility. Child, you don't have to bear so much. Let's give it our all. Even if the Purple Flame Tribe is annihilated, we can't give up completely." The two great supreme beings knew that this battle was even more so a battle with their backs against the wall. Even if the Purple Flame Tribe went all out, it would be difficult for them to fend off all of them. Furthermore, this was under the circumstance that the Purple Flame Tribe used their trump cards. These were the 8 great supremes, and if necessary, the other party could add more supremes. This was where their strength lay. There was strength in numbers. No matter how one looked at it, the 4 great clans were stronger than the Purple Yin clan. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been ranked as one of the 10 great clans. The Purple Yin tribe was strong, but no matter how strong they were, could they really suppress the 4 big families? Even if the Purple Flame Tribe managed to withstand the attack, the Purple Flame Tribe would suffer disastrous casualties. Who knew how long it would take for them to recover? Moreover, the 4 great clans really had no way of exterminating them. Many other clans were eyeing them covetously. Seeing their situation, how could they not attack? Hence, this battle was destined to be a crisis for the Purple Flame Tribe. The problem was how to leave after surviving. That was the most important thing. This was the only possible outcome for them if they gave up on the Violet Flame Star and left this region. It's over, Purple Flame Race. The eyes of a North Peak Paragon and the others turned cold, and they immediately set out, going all out. The densely packed experts blotted out the sky and covered the earth as they pressed down. There was almost no way to avoid them. After preparing for so long, it would be ridiculous if he didn't even have a plan. At the same time, all the Supreme Beings rushed down to deal with the 3 Supreme Beings of the Purple Flame Race. As for the 2 Supremes of the Wu family, they also attacked together. 5 Supremes against 8 Supremes. There was still a gap of 3 Supremes. How are they going to make up for it? This was a battle between Supremes. Once all the Supremes fell, the battle would basically be over. Even if there was only one Supreme Martial Artist left, no matter which faction he belonged to, they would all side with him. The power of a supremacy wasn't something that a Divine Star Venerable could compare to. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion erupted in the void, and the 3 patriarchs of the Purple Flame Tribe were engulfed in blazing purple flames, transforming into purple flame war gods. His entire body was covered in a thick layer of purple armor. This was a super armor formed by the purple flames. This made their battle prowess incomparably strong. This was also the reason why they had gathered so many great clans. Without many supreme beings joining hands, it would be impossible to deal with the supreme beings of the Purple Flame race. The Supremes of the Purple Flame tribe were famous for their strength. Coupled with the purple flames that could incinerate everything, they were truly successful in every endeavor. They could only rely on numbers to contend. If they were to fight one-on-one, they would definitely be beaten. Wu Yuanan and another elder of the Wu family also unleashed all of their skills to clash with them. The three patriarchs of the Purple Flame race were able to stop 6 supreme beings. As for the remaining 2, each of them would take on one supremacy. It wouldn't be easy to deal with them. As for the other Divine Star Venerables, they all rushed forward and fought with the Divine Star Venerables of the Purple Flame race. The Wu family also sent out many Divine Star Venerables to meet them head-on, causing the battle to quickly enter a white-hot state. It's starting, Brother Wu Yang. I'll go first. Tianyan smiled at Wu Yang, then rushed towards the Divine Star Venerables at an extremely fast speed. As he rushed forward, he didn't need to use any Star Dharma idol at all. He just relied purely on his own ability to sweep his way through. Blowing up a Divine Star Venerable with one punch was as easy as chopping vegetables. It could be said that his harvesting speed wasn't much worse than that of a Heavenly Star Venerable. Among the Divine Star Venerables, he could be said to be invincible. None of the Divine Star Venerables could withstand his second punch. Even if they could withstand the first punch, they wouldn't be able to withstand the second. This was what made him so domineering. This extremely berserk fighting state really scared the others. They were all Divine Star Venerables, but why was the gap between them so huge? Tianyan's fighting ability was too strong. He swept his way through, and no one could stop him. Why is that kid's fighting prowess so strong? The North Peak Supremacy and the others frowned when they saw this scene. Even though they had seen Tianyan's situation in the projection, they didn't expect him to be so strong. He swept his way through, and even the Divine Star Venerables couldn't resist his attacks. Based on this situation, the Divine Star Venerables they sent out would really become cannon fodder. Before the Supremacy level battle ended, the Divine Star Venerables would basically be wiped out. Damn it, send someone to stop him. The Thunder Supremacy was furious. No one wanted to see such a situation happen. Under such circumstances, how could they still fight? They didn't want to see all their subordinates die. Divine Star Venerables were the mainstay of a large family. Hence, they immediately sent out a Heavenly Star Supremacy to suppress them. In their opinion, as long as they sent out a Heavenly Star Supremacy, no matter how strong Tianyan was, he wouldn't be able to resist the Heavenly Star Supremacy's attack. One of the early-stage Heavenly Star Supremacy powerhouses immediately circled around from the side and turned to deal with Tianyan. This way, the pressure on the Purple Gold Dragon was greatly reduced. With one less Heavenly Star Supremacy, it would definitely be much easier to deal with it. However, this way, Tianyan would be in danger. If you want to fight, then fight. What's the point of bullying the weak? The Purple Gold Dragon snorted coldly and suddenly swung its claws. The Purple Gold Dragon claw grabbed at the Heavenly Star Supremacy. Of course it's interesting. At this moment, the North Peak Supremacy, who had intercepted the Purple Gold Dragon, rushed over. After dispersing the dragon claw, he sneered, "Just watch them get annihilated. You just have to focus on dealing with me. You're courting death." The Purple Gold Dragon flew into a rage and immediately unleashed all its techniques to suppress the North Peak Supremacy. However, the North Peak Supremacy wasn't someone to be trifled with. He also continuously blocked the Purple Gold Dragon's attacks. The North Peak Supremacy had a late-stage cultivation base, but he still found it rather taxing to deal with the Purple Gold Dragon's attacks. It had to be said that the Purple Flame Tribe was really too strong. However, the stronger they were, the more worth it was to attack them. When a Heavenly Star Supremacy rushed over, the expressions of the Divine Star Supremacies changed. However, the Purple Flame Tribe wasn't afraid. Among them, Zi Shuiwei and Elder Zi Feng had already prepared countermeasures. With a wave of his hand, pillars of purple light soared into the sky and pressed down on the Heavenly Star Supremacy. However, the Heavenly Star Supremacy easily blocked it. At most, he would only be able to slightly disturb the Heavenly Star Supremacy. If this continued, he would definitely kill his way over. Heavenly Star Supremacy. Tianyan's gaze turned cold. Just wait a little longer. It'll be my turn to harvest you all. Chapter 2363. Etionyan had just successfully raised the level of his unique star Dharma power, and now he was surrounded by so many great clans. If he was given a little more time, he definitely wouldn't be in such a situation. He would face them in the state of heavenly star supremacy. However, things just happened to be so coincidental. Right after he killed the disciples of the two great clans, the other party immediately rushed over. It could only be said that the timing was so tight that it was completely unexpected. However, that wasn't a problem at the moment. He was frantically harvesting the lives of divine star venerables. As long as a divine star venerable saw him, they would turn around and run in fright, not daring to resist at all. Etionyan was just too strong. Even without using his star Dharma power, he was still much stronger than them. This was a very normal situation. Etionyan did not use his star avatar, but he could use his crazy mode. With his combat power increased by 50 times, who could block his attack? This did not include the fact that he had the star set and the other star Dharma forms. Therefore, he was an invincible existence when facing a divine star venerable. No one could match him. It was simply equivalent to releasing a heavenly star supremacy to suppress a divine star supremacy. As soon as Etionyan rushed over, a group of divine star venerables ran away. The scene was rather hilarious. When the Wu family and the Purple Yin tribe saw this, they couldn't help but laugh. They were both divine star venerables, so why was there such a huge gap between them? He had no idea how he had managed to possess such terrifying strength. If Etionyan broke through to the heavenly star supremacy, he would probably be able to beat up a middle stage heavenly star supremacy, right? Don't be so arrogant. Supreme Fan Yu snorted coldly. He stretched out his hand and pressed down heavily on Etionyan. The huge palm print was like a huge net that covered the heavens and the earth. It completely covered the area where Etionyan was trying to escape. Then, he clenched his fist tightly, and the surrounding palms quickly closed up, sealing off the entire space. The stars in the sky dimmed. His control over the power of the stars was top-notch. This was the power of the heavenly star supremacy. His control over stellar energy had been greatly enhanced. The most shocking thing was that the star Dharma idol had reached an even more shocking level. But against Etionyan, he didn't need that much power. To Paragon Fan Yu, it was just a bit of a jump. Forget it, with a slight pinch. No matter how strong a divine star venerable is, it's still a divine star venerable, not a heavenly star supremacy. Facing the palm pressing down on them, the purple gold dragon's heart was burning with anxiety. However, distant water couldn't put out a nearby fire. They couldn't even come over to help. There were simply too many heavenly star supremes to deal with. If he went all out, it wouldn't be a problem for him to block them for a short period of time. It was enough time to kill Etionyan. This was the case for this move. If one were to be pinched by it, it would be hard for one not to die. Etionyan's eyes turned cold. He shouted angrily, "Go all out." In the next moment, the 9-colored Emperor Dragon charged out from behind him. The starry region above him rapidly opened up a large area. This area was unique to the starry Dharma aspect, and it enveloped a large area of starlight. At this moment, his battle prowess had soared to an inconceivable level. The degree to which he could control the star power around him was not inferior to that of Paragon Fan Yu in the slightest. The only difference was that his basic strength was not as strong as that of Paragon Heavenstar. Boom! A terrifying beam of light shot up and sent Paragon Fan Yu's palm flying. Even his entire body was blasted away. When the crowd saw this scene, they were stunned. This was Paragon Heavenstar. Even if he didn't use his full strength, it was still an attack of Paragon Heavenstar. The power that Etionyan displayed was beyond their imagination. He was actually able to withstand the power of Paragon Heavenstar. In fact, he was even stronger. That's a unique starry Dharma aspect, and it has been upgraded to the Paragon level? They were stunned. After Etionyan's unique starry Dharma aspect was upgraded to the Paragon level, It meant that he could break through to the paragon level. Furthermore, it was a definite breakthrough. All he needed was time. Unique starry Dharma aspect. Kill him. Quickly kill him for me. The North Peak Supremes and the others looked as if they had seen a ghost. They shouted in panic and motioned for Paragon Fanyu to kill Etianyan. Unique starry Dharma aspect. Moreover, it was successfully upgraded to the Paragon level. This meant that after breaking through to the Paragon level, it would be quite heaven-defying. Just thinking about a Paragon Heaven Star with a unique starry Dharma aspect was terrifying. If they let Etianyan escape, it would be equivalent to leaving behind an endless source of trouble. Moreover, it was an existence that was preparing to break through to the Paragon level. Brother, when Wu Yang and the others saw this, their eyes lit up. They really didn't expect that Etianyan had successfully upgraded his unique starry Dharma aspect. Not to mention them, even the Purple Flame tribe didn't expect this. He's really a dragon among men. Wu Yuanan was surprised. More than anything, he sighed. If Etianyan could survive, he would really be promoted to an overlord of generation. Paragon Heaven Star with a unique starry Dharma aspect. Just thinking about it was terrifying. How did he successfully upgrade without any reaction? The Purple Gold Dragon and the others were shocked. Under normal circumstances, when upgrading the starry Dharma aspect, there would definitely be a change in heaven and earth. Who knew that Etianyan had successfully broken through? Either he had already broken through, or he was hiding somewhere to break through. However, both were wrong. If Etianyan had broken through, he wouldn't have to look for these 3 divine medicines. As for where he was hiding, according to the news, he had always been in the Violet Flame Planet and had never left. This made them feel strange, but now was not the time to feel strange. The key now was to eliminate them. Otherwise, if Etianyan was trapped, he would definitely die. No matter what, we must save Guest E. The Purple Gold Dragon snorted coldly. They wanted to save Etianyan now and then let him escape. Now that Etianyan had a unique starry Dharma aspect and had upgraded, it meant that his future potential was extremely terrifying. Even if they were eliminated, with Etianyan's ability in the future, he would probably be able to annihilate these great families and avenge them. Based on the current situation, they were afraid that they wouldn't live to see that day. If you want to save him, you have to ask us first. They were also afraid. They really didn't dare to let Etianyan go. Letting him go was equivalent to letting a member of the Purple Flame tribe go. Wouldn't that be courting death? All of them stared at Etianyan and shouted angrily. Kill him! Quickly kill him! Chapter 2364. The founder of Hidden Dragon Star was a supreme heavenly star with a unique star Dharma aspect. At that time, he dominated a region, and no one dared to provoke him. This was enough to show how terrifying a supreme heavenly star with a unique star Dharma aspect was. The North Peak Supreme and the others did not want to see the situation from back then reappear. Who could stop them then? Even if he had just broken through and could not deal with them, he would definitely surpass them after some time. A unique star Dharma aspect was a very terrifying existence. Unless they left Hidden Dragon Star. But Hidden Dragon Star had always been their territory. Who would be willing to leave? If Etianyan escaped, it would mean leaving behind a terrifying bomb. At that time, they would either fight back or choose to escape immediately. There was no other choice. Therefore, when they saw that Etianyan had a unique star Dharma aspect and had succeeded in advancing, they went completely crazy. It was even more important than dealing with the Purple Flame race. This was a terrifying potential that they did not dare to gamble on. If it were any other cultivator, they would not care. However, in the face of such a powerful unique star Dharma aspect, they had to be on guard. Unique star Dharma aspect, no wonder you have some ability. But no matter how strong your potential is, it is difficult for you to escape from me. Supreme Fan Yu snorted coldly. He did not expect Etianyan to be able to resist his move, but he was not worried. No matter how strong he was not a supreme heavenly star. Under such circumstances, he had the absolute power to suppress him. The next moment, Supreme Fan Yu completely displayed his strongest move. He opened his hand, and the star power above quickly shrouded him. A full 60 cubic meters of star power descended from the sky like the Milky Way. It was as if all the star power in this area had surrendered. All the power condensed in his palm, and he pressed down heavily. The void was rapidly compressed, like a thick bun being flattened little by little. The surrounding void solidified. It seemed like there was no obstruction, but in fact, the void had already been completely sealed. No matter which corner it was completely sealed. Even if there were Divine Star Venerables inside, Supreme Fan Yu did not care. He still pressed down with his hand, wanted to crush them in one breath. He would rather kill the wrong person than let them go. Tianyun didn't run away. Instead, he continued to kill the Divine Star Venerables around him, harvesting them in a frenzy. In the eyes of others, it was like a final struggle before death. Even if he died, he would drag someone down with him. The situation seemed a little sad. Most of the Divine Star Venerables wanted to go and rescue them, but they couldn't even get close. Fan Yu Supreme's hand enveloped the region. Ordinary Divine Star Venerables would be sent flying by this terrifying power when they flew over to attack. Even their attacks were rapidly disintegrated before they could even touch Utmost Being Fan Yu's attack. They were all absorbed by Utmost Being Fan Yu. This was the terror of a heavenly star sovereign. He could control all kinds of stellar energy, and he could control an entire heavenly star region. A caged bird wants to eat a few worms before it dies. Autark Brahma sneered, but it's all meaningless. It's over. Brahman leaped up and clenched his fist, causing the void to be flattened. If the void was like a steam bun, it would have been squeezed into a biscuit this time. Moreover, it would be an extremely thin biscuit. Tianyun and the Divine Star Venerables were enveloped within it. It was completely over. Everyone was dumbfounded. By the time Purple Gold Dragon and the others had rushed out with all their might, it was already too late. Their actions were a step too late. Or perhaps it could be said that the other party had desperately tried to hold them back, making it impossible for them to rush over easily. As a result, they could only watch everything unfold. Ha! So what if he has a unique star Dharma aspect? Didn't he die in the end? The North Peak Supremacy and the others laughed heartily. They finally heaved a sigh of relief. They had gotten rid of a huge hidden danger. I really didn't expect that even you guys didn't know that he had a unique star Dharma aspect. He even managed to advance in level. If you guys had known, you would have sent him away long ago. The North Peak Supremacy and the others revealed mocking expressions. This feeling was even more satisfying than destroying the Purple Flame Clan. Heavenly Star Supremacy, who had a unique star Dharma aspect, was simply a legend. Now that this legend had died in front of them, one could imagine how miserable they felt. Purple Gold Dragon and the others were feeling just as the North Peak Supremacy and the others had said. This was Heavenly Star Supremacy, who had a unique star Dharma aspect, and he was gone just like that. If they had known this beforehand, they would have risked their lives to send Tianyun away. However, he didn't know it earlier, so he could only watch Tianyun die. Guessed, the Purple Gold Dragon and the others felt extremely complicated. Although they hadn't known each other for a long time, Tianyun's contributions were not small. Now that he had amazing potential, he had died here because of the Purple Flame Clan. It was truly a tragic matter. Just as they were feeling that it was a pity, a beam of divine light suddenly shot up into the sky and forcefully opened up the void around it. A terrifying silver light pillar surged down like a stampede of horses, trampling through the void and rushing into the giant hand. Boom! The giant hand that Fan Yu had clenched tightly was violently bounced off, and his entire body was sent flying. What's going on? When everyone saw the silver light pillar, they were all stunned. The North Peak Supremacy and the others had a very bad premonition. Following that, a familiar figure appeared in front of everyone. A beam of divine light enveloped him, and he was like a god descending to the mortal world. At this time, the nine-colored Emperor Dragon Star Dharma aspect appeared in the void and began to envelop the entire area. When the huge nine-colored Emperor Dragon Star Dharma aspect appeared, the other Star Dharma aspects immediately dimmed. This was a unique Star Dharma aspect that was superior to ordinary Star Dharma aspects. After it appeared, the other Star Dharma aspects all avoided it, not daring to come into contact with it. Etianyun's strength increased crazily at an extremely terrifying speed, and he rushed to a new height. The most terrifying thing was that the group of Star Dharma aspects still gathered at the side and worshipped continuously, as if they were worshipping the nine-colored Emperor Dragon. There was also a lot of starlight surrounding Etianyun, as if he had been blessed by the divine power of the heavens. This was the King of Stars. This situation stunned everyone. They had never seen such a scene before. However, even more people had ugly expressions. Without a doubt, Etianyun had already broken through to the heavenly star supremacy. Only by breaking through to the heavenly star supremacy could there be such an effect. Feeling that aura, everyone knew that he had broken through to the heavenly star supremacy. No one had expected that Etianyun would break through at this time. Under normal circumstances, breaking through to the heavenly star supremacy would also require a certain amount of time to prepare and a huge amount of resources to successfully break through. But Etianyun suddenly broke through at this time, and it left everyone dumbfounded. Could it be that his potential was stimulated before he died? Chapter 2365. Etianyun was surrounded by stars, and he looked very dazzling. He soared into the sky, and after he broke through the palm, he didn't stop. Instead, he suddenly raised his hand like a knife and slashed forward. Today, as Supreme Heavenly Star, I will cut down a Supreme Heavenly Star as a sacrifice to the heavens. As he slashed down, the surrounding starlight quickly enveloped him, transforming into a domineering swordlight that slashed towards Supreme Fanyu, who had been sent flying. It was as if a giant galaxy had been slashed down, tearing through the void and coming straight down. Supreme Fanyu instantly felt a sense of impending doom. When he tried to dodge, he felt as if he had been frozen in the void, unable to move no matter how hard he tried. He could only watch helplessly as this terrifying Milky Way came crashing down. No! Supreme Fanyu shouted. It had not been easy for him to become a Supreme Heavenly Star, so how could he die here? He had always enjoyed endless glory, and now that he had such a great advantage, he did not want to die. However, he could not even dodge now, and the others could not come to his aid. They could only watch as the galaxy slashed down. Die! Etianyun's eyes were cold as the galaxy blade slashed down. Supreme Fanyu was easily cut in half, and the other two halves were quickly swallowed up. Finally, they completely disappeared from this world. Ding! Successfully killed Paragon Fanyu. Obtained 20 billion star energy and 5,000 slay points. Obtained Brahma Cosmic Aspect, Level 6, Brahma Divine Blood. This was the first time that Etianyun had killed a Supreme Heavenly Star, and he had obtained a huge amount of star energy. However, the next time would not be such a magnificent scene. Only when he broke through would he be able to display such astonishing power. Just now, he had been enveloped by a large amount of star energy, which was a gift from the various cosmic aspects. He could either absorb it or use it. Etianyun did not lack star energy. He only wanted star energy. Thus, he condensed the power of the stars and transformed it into a galaxy blade that slashed down. This was the power of the many cosmic aspects, which was equivalent to the power of the heavens. How could a mere heavenly star supremacy contend against so many star dharma forms? Thus, let alone escape, he couldn't even move. He was fixed there, waiting for death. After killing Supreme Fanyu with a single slash, the starlight quickly disappeared and everything returned to normal. The scene of all the stars worshipping him quickly faded away, and everything returned to how it was before. If not for the fact that Supreme Fanyu was no longer around, he would have thought that he was hallucinating. Etianyun had just broken through, but he was already able to kill a supreme being. The effects were truly shocking. Originally, he had wanted to kill off late-stage experts like the North Peak Exalt. Unfortunately, they were too far away, making it difficult to lock onto them. Thus, he could only choose Supreme Fanyu, who was closer to him. With a single slash, he killed him. This scene was witnessed by everyone, and they were all dumbfounded. He had just broken through to the Heavenly Star Supremacy realm, and he was already using a Heavenly Star Supremacy as a sacrifice to the heavens. This was truly shocking. Perhaps only Tianyan could do this. All right, Wu Yang and the others shouted excitedly. This time, their advantage immediately changed from not having much of an advantage to having a significant advantage. The other side had 8 Heavenly Star Supremacies. With 1 killed, there were only 7 left. They only had 6 on their side, but Tianyun was a Heavenly Star Supremacy with a unique star aspect. He definitely had a significant advantage. Although they couldn't say that they could fight a late-stage Heavenly Star Supremacy, they would at least be able to fight an early-stage Heavenly Star Supremacy. This meant that they could win, and they wouldn't be as desperate as before. I really didn't expect that Guesty would break through at this time. The purple gold dragon looked over at the North Peak Supremacy and sneered. Unfortunately, your hopes are dashed. He has successfully broken through to the Heavenly Star Supremacy realm. You guys are finished. So what if he broke through? He is only an early-stage Heavenly Star Supremacy. How strong can he be? If you have the ability, don't stop me. Let me exchange a few blows with him. The North Peak Supremacy was still stubborn. However, what he said was the truth. Tianyan had just broken through. How strong could he be? Sorry, but your current opponent is me. The purple gold dragon could finally fight the North Peak Supremacy seriously, and he didn't have to worry about Tianyan's situation. However, before a fight broke out over here, another supreme martial artist in another region was beaten up crazily. In just a few moves, that Supremacy was seriously injured, and he almost lost the ability to fight. When everyone looked over, they discovered that the one who beat him up was Tianyan. They didn't expect that in the blink of an eye, Tianyan would immediately target another Heavenly Star Supremacy, and he rushed over to beat him up. The extremely violent power shocked them once again. Tianyan didn't use any special moves. He just beat up crazily. The 9-colored power enveloped his fists, and he erupted with violent power and shocking speed. He didn't need any weapons. He himself was the most terrifying weapon, and he rushed forward crazily. Originally, there were 2 Heavenly Star Supremacies against 1 Heavenly Star Supremacy. Now that Tianyan joined the fight, it became much easier. That Supremacy Sha Ba is in the middle stage. Why can't he beat him up? They were all stunned. At first, they thought that Tianyan would slowly walk away. Who knew that he would rush over and beat up Supremacy Sha Ba so hard that he became stupid? Tianyan didn't even stop. He chased after Supremacy Sha Ba again, wanting to kill him. The Wu family was also stunned. Originally, Supremacy Sha Ba was intercepted by the Wu family elder, and they were in a stalemate for a long time. Now, Tianyan rushed over angrily and sent Supremacy Sha Ba flying. This meant that Tianyan, who had just broken through not long ago, was even stronger than the Wu family elder. He's a little too strong. Wu Yuanan was stunned, but he laughed. This time, they made the right bet, and it was very correct. As long as they won this battle, they would be the biggest winner. Explode. Tianyun's eyes turned cold, and the suppressed anger in his heart exploded. In the end, he killed Supremacy Sha Ba again. The 85 cubes of stellar power that bloomed above his head was really dazzling. The other Heavenly Star Supremacies only had 60 to 70 cubes of stellar power at most, but Tianyan had 85 cubes of stellar power. Ding! Successfully killed Supremacy Sha Ba. Obtained 30 billion star energy and 6,000 kill points. Sand God Star Form, Level 6, Sand Bloodline. Killing these Supremacies did not drop many treasures. Based on his current situation, these Supremacies were like passers-by. These Supreme Beings were like passers-by to him. Naturally, it was unlikely that they would drop anything good. Didn't all of you want to capture me? Now, you can come at me without worry. Onion swept his gaze forward, and his tone was extremely cold. This time, it was his turn to fight back. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.